Hey, y'all.
You're beautiful but unsatisfied since day one. You were getting teased and it scarred you when you were young. Now you're getting older and you've been on the grind. Your paper off the scale so you feel like it's time. So you got a nose job, that's the primary thing. People teased you as a kid and for some reason you hit. Always into high fashion, girl, you heavy like lead. Liposuction out your shell like a chicken and egg. Feeling confident but now you're becoming obsessed. First your nose, then your weight, now your butt and your breast. It's a vanity fair, cosmetic overdose. Fiending for a next operation like it was dope. Now you feel the need to skin pill, your skin's no good. But if those around you were real, they'll tell you the truth. Just because you spending thousands, that don't make it alright. Had one problem, now it's many going under the knife. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on. Vanity Fair, yeah. Changing one or two things cool, girl, do you? Do you wanna be beautiful and look like you? Or do you wanna look like someone you saw in a magazine or video, but not in the raw? I like nice shaped bodies, bikinis Brazilian, but too much of anything just isn't appealing. Some people spend a lifetime, even a million. No grace like those unhappy when chilling. A girl with a big butt, big lips, small hips is what we all love to see, and men dream about this. There is nothing wrong with getting something broken fixed. Some women get a breast job cause cancer assists. Some women want to please their man and insist. And a woman really loves you if she wants to do this. But abuse ain't the same as intention with care. So be careful of the drug called the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, look at your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on.
Hey, y'all. So we're going to start off. Hold on. Let me go back over here. Let me go back and say hello to everybody before we jump into this. Sorry, I'm running late. It's just going to be one of those days. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Outlaw. Gumby, Laura A. Molly's Moose Knuckle, Tina, Zoya, Court, Solo, Clemson, Cherish, Judith. Go find me. Oh, thank you. Kathy P, Christy. Prepping your garden. Huh. I wish it's cold as hell here. Mama, OGAOL, always happy. Sorry, I'm reading them. Rock Painting Lady, Boston, Saucy Muffin Mouse, me. I'm getting there. Mama Shmita, CK Warhola. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? Chicky Chick, always happy. Running Bear, Cool Gamer, JJ, Bash the Tragedy Pimps, and Carla Ray, Forgotten, Angela, Creative Witch, Brett's Mom, B Fergs, Mystical Magnolias, Amethyst, Sunny Days, Miss Clover, Ella Bella, Number One Fan, Kathy Clock the House, Rachel, Tia, Bunny, Marcy, Anastasia, Beth, Nada04, Grandma Sherry Welsh, LG, Sanderella, Black Irish, Sarah, B. Sorry, I'm getting there. Beer Can Island, Lotus, Laura Lou, It's My Lou, Bo Wows. This is like a game. Darby C, blank screen. Okay, I think I'm Pugs. I think I'm there. Yay, I'm there. Oh, UniRH, C Star, Bernie. Okay, I'm there. Yay, finally, just another troll. How are you guys all on this wonderful Thursday? We're going to throw it back today. I pulled a clip yesterday and I realized how many people have not seen a lot of these clips or this proof of the situation and how it's unfolded. So I think it's time that we throw it back a little bit. Oh, by the way, I'll turn my camera on. I don't care. I think it's time we throw it back and look at some of these old clips because a lot of you were asking questions and wanted to see like certain things that we were talking about. And most of it's already put out here. So we're going to kind of go through and review some of the old clips that people are misunderstanding. And another thing I want to talk about before we get started, there's some things that I need to discuss with people because people are like, oh, this is no big deal, all the threats, all of the stuff. Everybody has their opinions on what's happening. Totally fine. Okay. But I will speak for me and me only. Nobody else is speaking on my behalf. Nobody else is involved in what's going on with my family. Nobody else is going to be reporting what happens here besides me. Other content creators are doing a great job of getting the truth and facts out there. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I am being very specific and not accusing people of certain things. I'm being very specific when I'm not saying things because I stand on the facts and I'm not about to come out here and start throwing mud on people that aren't involved. The people that I have named are 100% involved based on facts. So there's a lot of this like, oh, this is being done and everybody's got their own perception on things. But at the end of the day, it's not a very good feeling having 8 different communities of weirdos that all have this like extreme spokesperson. And I'm not talking about the drama community. I'm talking about from every different angle. I don't even know who these people associate with, where they came from, but they are like the extremes of the extremes. There are the Ericas of all of these spokespeople. That's what it is. And every single one of them, because I've called them out on what they've done, have a weird obsession with my life. I mean, it's gone from somebody paid an attorney $10,000 to watch all my content to me being doxxed to threats, CPS. I mean, it's been nonstop since the week of Christmas. I'm handling it the best way I can. That is, I laugh. I cry if it really gets to me, but I don't cry about what they're doing to me. That will never happen. Like I cry because there's actual real victims. I'm not one of those. What they're doing to me is a distraction. What they're doing to real families and victims is the problem. We've got to stop focusing and giving them the attention that they desire for content in their distractions. Stay focused on the facts, continue to hit them with the facts. That's where they can't fight back at. But people are like, oh, nonsense thinks she's going to bring them down. That's not, I'm calling them out on their behavior. I have never once said, oh, I'm going to be the one to bring them down. Do you know what a shitty feeling that would be if I was the one to bring, I mean, yeah, they deserve whatever repercussions come their way for their behaviors, in my opinion. But to put that on somebody's shoulders and be like, oh yeah, you're the toll. Can you imagine all of those people if they lost their channels or whatever coming at you for the rest of their lives? Can you imagine how vengeful these people are? I've called them out on the facts and they're this vengeful. Think about if something actually happens to their channels. Again, accountability for their own behaviors, but imagine being in those shoes. That's not very fun. And it gets a little old. So please understand that I speak for me. I speak for my family. I don't need anybody else to do that. I don't need anybody else to muddy the waters either and lie on behalf of anything that's happening. There's no fucking reason for it. And half of these people, it's insanity. I can't. handle it. But there's people that are really, like, they're really involved in some of our lives. Well, yes, that is very true. And that's why, like, I'm trying to make sure everybody knows that things will be handled the proper ways. This is not a little game here. They are really screwing with my real life, or attempting to, because we're calling them out. And I'm not the first one, nor will I be the last one. I'm not. But they have a very calculated effort. And if you can't see that by now, I need people to start opening their eyes. They use multiple lines of distractions when they don't get their way. And it continues. And it's my real life this time, but it was somebody else's not too long ago, and it'll be somebody else's. That's just historically what's happening. So please just understand that I will give you guys pertinent information that's needed for the internet to know. Okay? Now, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. I don't watch Betty. I don't freaking watch her. I don't review her. But I was just watching Burnt Toast. And if any of you don't know who she is, incredible. Like, that's what I aspire to continue to be, is factual. She's funny. She's extremely intelligent. And she sticks to the focus at all times. She'll throw in, the craziness that they do, but she showed a clip of Betty talking on my child. These people are fucking fools. Are you jealous of my child now, Betty? Like, what? Why would you ever? This is an internet discussion here that me and Molly have been going back and forth with, because Molly refuses to show receipts. So what does my child have anything to do with that? My child has come on my page and done her makeup. So if you have questions about makeup, go for it. But my children, why is that's so odd? It's so weird. And then the disgusting essay stuff. Something about, if I'm so scared, I should go down and file, and if I'm such a mom and all this stuff. And by the way, y'all, I'm in Utah. I'm not in Wyoming, just so everybody knows. They've already put that out there publicly. That's how I was doxxed. For those of you that are new here, they came into my chat. They created a fake account of my other half's name. They came in and started commenting. I said, fuck it. Just like I told all of them I would from moment one. I pinned the comment, turned my camera on, and said, my name's Becky. And it's been ever since. That was the week of Christmas. Yeah, but that's the crazy part is that's why I told her to look into my background a little bit deeper, because first of all, I did drive a Chrysler Sebring when I was 23 or 24 years old. I haven't had that car in years. That's my mom's old address from like 15 years ago. It is ridiculous. But they should probably go a little bit further and do their investigation, because unlike child advocacy that they talk about, I actually raise children from a situation and I advocate on their behalf on a daily basis. But Betty wants to throw shade and say all this stuff. And I'm like, does this bitch not even realize what is happening? Yeah, I know you guys are really sick of it. I know. And that's the hard part, as a creator. This doesn't just impact me. This impacts a lot of people. It was a convertible too. It was a convertible. But they already told everybody I was in Utah. So when she pulled out an address from Montana, I was like, wait, what? And yes, as I said, I filed bankruptcy. I don't know what they're talking about, liens and all that. I don't fucking have a clue, but let them know. And I feel really bad, because you guys really take the brunt of it. And a lot of you guys you feel helpless. I think that's how I felt too. Like, I feel helpless for other people going through this, because I don't know what to do. There's nothing to you can't get these people to stop, because this is their content. They feed off of this. This is what they love. This is what they need to fulfill they're sick. And I'm not a trained professional in any way, shape, or form. This is not my anything. This is my opinion, and that's it. But to me, they are very sick and struggling individuals who like to see pain and misery in other people because they get off on it. That's the truth, in my opinion. Megs, right? You want my information, go to Megs. She'll sell it to you. Oh, Welsh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Yeah, they do horrible things, and that's why I said I'm not the only one. I'm definitely not the only one. I won't be the only one. I just wanted to start off with this conversation, though, because I want people to understand that this is a serious situation. Like, they laugh and joke about it, and she's trying to spin it every way, shape, or form. It is not. It is unsettling, to say the least, when some random twit from the internet calls you that you've never even really talked about, besides that they're a piece of shit. And then that she calls you up on the phone at night and is like, or it'll get worse. What's going to get worse? Like, that is a pretty open-ended, in my opinion, a threat. But it's pointless. It's pointless. Mama Cat, they said that a lot of people said that, but then they started calling me Mrs. Doubtfire. They say I look like Mrs. Doubtfire. It's the nose of the Megan Trainor thing. Megan kind of has a longer nose like I do. Oh, it's just sad. It's fucking sad. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I feel bad because this is affecting my subs. This is really affecting people I care about because they're freaking out, worried about me. And it's really affecting people's mental health. Yeah, go find me, and that's the crazy part is, if you guys notice too, I've told you guys this, I don't have a criminal record. I almost was arrested one time. That might be in a system somewhere. Me and my mom were almost arrested together. That's a crazy story for another day. The charges were instantly dismissed because they pulled the camera and they were like, wait, that didn't even happen. Anyways, but that was a complete random fluke, which is a funny fucking story. But I've never even had a traffic ticket before. Never. So they went, because I don't have a criminal history, they went into my financials. How weird is that? How weird is that? That these people care about my bills. Alberta and Stella, I'm so sorry. This shit's affecting a lot of people because they're doing a lot of dirty shit. I'm really sorry, y'all. Running Bear, one isn't all the way done yet. I have a bunch of like here and there, and this one is totally done. Well, it needs a lot of touch up, but it's almost done. Oh, T. Kelly. I just saw you. Hold on. T. Kelly did this. Before we get into this video, I want to show you guys, or play this for you guys. Pause. I gotta find it. Okay. So this is from my Facebook page. They created a song for us. Okay, ready? Here you go. You gotta see the video. Oh, I love that. That's the last time I'll ever call you babe, is what it says if you missed it. Oh, somebody asked me about this too. This is pink lemonade slushy. I don't know. It's some brand called Swift. It's a disposable one. Yeah, I love that song. You covered it? Wait, that's you singing, T? Hold on. That's you singing? If that's the case, you have to come bless us with your voice at some point in time. No shit. Oh my gosh, whoever just came a member and whoever's Trisha. Thank you, Trisha. And thank you, Anastasia. No shit. Okay, we need can one of these days, can we set it up that you can come sing for us? Because you've got an incredible voice. I didn't know that. I thought that's incredible. Yeah, your voice is incredible. Holy shit. Okay, let's get into this. Yeah, T, we need to set that up. Thank you for joining Alberta and Stella. Alberta and Stella. I can always, oh, hold on. I didn't even get that done yet. But I hope you all understand what I'm talking about, like people's real lives. And I'm not just talking mine at all in any way, shape, or form. This is definitely way beyond what's just happening to me. And I'm more concerned about other people than myself. My family and me are good. My family will always be my first and foremost priority. So just please remember to take a break, disconnect, because it does become too much at times. I'm sorry, I'm probably looking one way and talking another. But okay, I'm going to start with the same video that we played last night. And the reason why I'm playing this is because it's going to come right back into what we've been talking about. And this video right here is extremely important for people to see. Some of you guys that were here last night already saw this, but others missed it. And this goes back into why I'm here in the first place. The whole Justice for Vaughn thing, the whole premise of their donations and stuff was for an attorney, right? That's what we've been told is court paperwork was filed. That's what they needed all this money for. And Molly herself claimed that the court paperwork was filed, which we'll get into. But we're going to start back. We're going to kind of work our way forward. Again, for those of you that are new here, I came on anonymously by using a voice changer. So this is me in this video, but I was using a voice changer at the time. And as we get through the videos, you'll understand how ridiculous I am. So bear with us, okay? This is going to be a little bit, and I'm going to add things to it and more pertinent information as we go. All right, buckle up.
Back to my channel. Today we're just going to do a quick video. If you're on my Facebook, you've already seen it.
And that is the worst thing ever to hear because it is so monotone. I'm sorry. And now I see why people thought I was spanky. Okay. And for those of you that don't know, over here, we mostly cover like the misinformation cronies, which were the people that really spread misinformation in the Marvonne McRae story. Again, it was never a case. It's not a true crime story, none of that. So it basically involves Molly, Katie, Justin, LB, and a bunch of other spinoff from there. So if it gets overwhelming with names or who we're talking about through this, ask questions and we will try to guide you.
Still no answers. Let's get right into it, though.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for becoming members. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Also, these have dates on them. So you'll see this was from July. I think it's the 27th. I'll back it up and see. But just be sure that you understand that this is how this has all progressed over time. So this was all out here back in July, but they still spun this narrative for months after.
Answers. Let's get right into it, though.
Thank you.
July 27th, 2022.
Thank you guys so much for becoming members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But she also touched on how when she hired her attorney, so she hires her attorney, and then they start the process to file paperwork. She said, there's paperwork filled out, completed on my lawyer's desk. But when they got in touch with Dre and Dre allowed her visitation, then they decided maybe the smart thing to do would be for them not to file the paperwork right now, because the second she files the paperwork and Dre finds out, Dre's going to shut off those visits immediately. So she was scared. So she kind of was looking at it like this. I'm getting to see him right now. So as long as I'm getting to see him, we'll put off filing anything. But if she stops visitation, then we'll have to file. And I can understand that. I can understand why.
Okay, so what's significant about this? So, those of you that don't know, in the Marvonne story, Marvonne is a Marine veteran who has been in a coma since May 23rd, 2022, from attempting to take his own life. It was never a true crime story, nothing. His wife is a big social media influencer. She's got about 1 million followers combined on all platforms. Sorry, I know a lot of you guys know this. Some of you guys are new here, so I'm just trying to give a little bit of context into this. So at the point in time when we were introduced, social media was introduced to Letitia Bias, who is the biological mother of Marvonne. We were told that they were being refused access to see Marvonne, that they couldn't see him. Granted, Marvonne was put up for adoption when he was a young child. So this was his biological parents who have never really been a part of his life that wanted to see him. So they brought this to social media, started raising funds at the end of June. Marvonne Sr. and Wynette, who is the biological father and the stepmother of Marvonne, were already there in June and had seen him when he was at the VA. Letitia had already been here at this point in time, and you can tell that by what Elle is saying. But we were told that they were raising funds for attorney representation for them to be allowed to see him. Now you hear Elle say that they put the paperwork, they filled it all out. They hired an attorney, okay? They did all this paperwork, but then there was just an agreement. So again, this is what you're going to come into, and then we're going to go out of it.
Why she did that, because once you file something, it ain't like you're immediately gonna get, the judge is gonna look at it and say, okay, yeah, sure.
By the way, you can go check the Arizona records yourself. You can even throw in Georgia if you would like to. There has been nothing filed by Letitia Bias whatsoever on Marvonne's behalf so far to this point in time. This is months later, still nothing filed. They collected a ton of donations. We know that they had over $14,000 by the 15th of July and continued to raise funds.
What would have happened if she, thank you so much, Tina, for the super sticker. What would have happened is if she would have went ahead and filed, Dre would have found out, Dre would have cut off the visitation. And it would have been weeks before she even got a hearing. And during those weeks, she would not have been able to see Vaughn. So I think she did the right thing by just holding off on filing documents.
For those of you that don't know who this is LB. She has had numerous names that she's gone by on social media. She is problematic as fuck. Can't stand her, but that's who this is. And she was definitely a part of this. She has tried to kind of like spin the narrative now that she doesn't know any of this information, but she is sitting here telling you that they never filed the paperwork. But then today, or a couple nights ago, she flat out says, I don't know. Convenient. She's got molyitis, which is selective amnesia.
Let's see.
Just do the right thing, Dre. Just do the right thing.
No, she's not going to. I mean, we're dealing with someone who called his mother.
Hold on, pause. Is it Forgotten Whisper's birthday? Is that what I'm seeing in the chat? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I am horrible at singing, but happy birthday to you. I think that's who it is. If it's not, okay, it is. Forgotten, we love you. If you guys have not followed Forgotten Whispers, she throws out some amazing content too. Go check her out.
The egg donor turned his father and his stepmother away.
Yes, which
made this woman collect money from the public to get an attorney. Waste.
All right. You just heard that too, okay? Because Dre would not allow the visitation, right? She forced them to come and ask the public, making it donations based on what they're telling people for attorney fees and travel expenses.
money on an attorney just to see her own child. That money could have went to something way bigger.
Well, it's interesting because we don't know where the money went. No clue. There has not been one receipt shown for a single penny that was raised. Again, 9 days into them being involved, Molly, Justin, and that crew from YouTube, Katie, they started covering the story July 6th. 9 days in, they had $14,000 already. So why the months longer and continued fundraising when nothing has ever been filed?
Let me show you something. Okay.
No one should have to fight or argue with this. And you want to know something? It doesn't even seem like Von's parents were even mean to her. When have we seen her, any of them, be disrespectful?
That's the narrative, that was put out, was like, oh, well, she was being attacked by Dre said, like, his parents are attacking me and trying to get my son, and they're trying to say that I'm responsible. I've never seen that anywhere.
I never heard that.
I never heard that, never seen it. Miss Letitia does not strike me as someone that would do that.
Excuse me.
She straight up lied to the police when she called the police saying that. Karma may come back to bite her in the booty.
Heal his brain. You're right. Heal his brain. I mean, sure, he's told me a week ago that the money is still sitting there.
And this clip is from 7/26/22. Remember all of the things you've been told by this time. Now, this was actually what was actually going on, and nothing has changed from this point on. But they told you a million different stories over the last few months.
The money is there. I mean, what I asked for in the beginning. I asked for help with an attorney for visitation rights.
Yeah.
Okay. So happened, my attorney was able to negotiate terms without going into a courthouse.
Right.
So, but that still does not mean that I did not have to pay her that retainer fee.
Of course, you still have to pay her.
Documents that were signed and ready to be sent to court is still sitting there because we were scared that after the first visit that I would get barred. But things worked itself out where that's why I was so cautious and so limited on what I was doing when I was there because I did not want to get my visit snatched away.
Sure.
And then I'll be going through the court.
Yeah.
So she claims that she paid a retainer fee. Again, they were saying that the retainer was originally $4,000, but that retainer for that attorney, there was no confirmation that that was ever paid. They've never shown receipts of anything that was paid to any attorneys whatsoever. Again, people asked for refunds because there was problems in this story. They were denied refunds after Letitia herself said she would give them. So this has been an ongoing back and forth, but you hear her own statements. They didn't file anything in court. Yes, that is who we call Spanky.
Yeah.
Okay, now, if I hire these other two lawyers or whatever other lawyer, that requires another retainer fee for that particular lawyer and whatever else money is going to cost. I don't understand why people think that. And the hurtful part is that I asked the one time when my cousin decided to do the GoFundMe, everything else came upon people asking me for that information.
That's exactly right.
Your Zelle, your PayPal. I created these things not even knowing what it was at first.
Right.
And you'll find out here shortly. maybe, but it's definitely in the videos that was a lie too. She had all of these. They used them during their taxi cab business. They said that she had to create all of these just because people were asking for them. Then they come out and say, no, I've had them forever. I just have to log back in. There's been so many lies told throughout.
Right.
You know, I already had a cash out, but that was it.
Of course, we asked you. We asked what, so we could help you.
But I guess, that's part of the internet.
Yeah, devil's playground. But no, I want you to know that you do have a lot of loving, beautiful women that are here right now that are praying for you, and they are donating, and they are very concerned with the, about their concerns about the children. They are praying for Vaughn and you and your family. And we really are trying to seek justice. And
that's the main thing right there.
Yeah.
Even though people are saying it's flipped into me, no, it's not flipped into me. It's just that we were able to cut one corner. That don't mean that these other.
What did she just say there? For those in the bushes that continue to say that all of this court paperwork was filed, what did she just say there? We were able to cut one corner. So court paperwork wasn't filed. They were able to cut a corner. So you tell me where all this money went. Nothing was ever filed in court. So where's all this money? Thousands and thousands of dollars. And she had already seen him at this point. So why are they still raising money? Again, she's not even the next of kin. Let's be factual here.
Other stop signs and red lights are not ahead of us. And I want to say one thing. When I put that post on Justice for Vaughn yesterday, the amount, the outpour of love that I got, and people saying, you don't have to answer any questions. We love you. We support you. That really, truly showed me that people do care. That, I guess my husband always telling you got to stop worrying about what people say about you.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably wondering why this video, what is happening? Well, there's a lot of misinformation that's continuing to be spread on Facebook, especially by these exclusive streamers and also the family members. It's hard to get answers on what is the goal, what are we raising money for.
Oh, that's so cringe. Oh, it's so hard to listen to that. This screenshot, I explained it last night, but if you weren't here last night, this shows right here. It says Yuma Police Department, and the copy was released to Letitia Bias on 6/24/2022. This was held on to. Again, this came out factually. We talked about it. Everybody was like, no, she didn't know. They had no idea. They found out through social media. No, actually, Letitia was the one. She had it in her possession from June 24th, 2022. She waited until the social media, the big channels got involved and released it to them to release to the public. That was done on the 6th of July. The 6th of July. So she held on to it. And there's text messages again that show that they were trying to get this out. They needed people to see this police report. She's the one who put out her son's condition and how it happened to the public, not Dre. And Dre never said publicly that he was in a coma due to seizures either.
They have done several lives, sometimes daily, depending on which channel they are on, for hours, some upwards of 5 hours long, discussing this case at length. However, things that are important to understanding this case are missing.
Such as this. This is a post from June 30th where she talks about the fact that he had high levels of K in his system. And people still are like, no, they didn't know, blah, 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 blah. No, it's because she got the police report and that was actually notated in the narrative. That was a potential concern that he would have high levels of K in his system. That's how she knew that information. That's why they were putting it out on social media, for this narrative to be painted as a certain direction.
Intentionally. Many of the donations have.
There you can read the text message or the screenshot, and it's full. And if you can't see it, I'll read it to you right quick. It says, I have contemplated trying to defend myself regarding what has been said about my family and I. I decided to allow you all to choose if you want to believe the exaggerated truths and untruths of that lie. What I want you guys to know is that I'm not just sitting around waiting for people to help. I'm actually doing things myself. I was told that my son in his blank, blank, blank had some type of altercation prior to him sustaining the brain injury, which was not caused by a seizure. He had very high levels of K in his system. I will be posting proof later. This is the biologic mother. Okay. Do you see the narrative? June 30th, before the YouTubers got involved. It was, the 7th, or July 6th, I'm sorry. 6th and 7th is when they started talking about the police report. Yep, surely was, but that was released by the family.
Been sent to Letitia. Some have gone to Molly to send to Letitia. Some have gone to Justin to send to Letitia, Elle, so on and so forth. There's Cash Apps, GoFundMes, PayPals, Zells, Venmo. Nobody knows the total goal that's trying to be reached, or has there been any communication or transparency on what is this money going towards?
This screenshot is a post that was shared by Molly. This is Molly's post. It says, tonight we have a lot of updates. I will be with LB. Lots of news. Thank you for your support and help. The family needs more for the lawyer fees. This was while they were in Arizona visiting Marvonne. So we just heard that there was an agreement, right? But Molly comes on social media. So she already knew that there was an agreement in place. Obviously, that's why Letitia went at the time she went, because there was an agreement in place. So Molly already knew this, but she comes to her audience and tells them that Letitia needs more money for attorney's fees. Exactly what more did they need money for? She was allowed to see her son within that time frame, that exact time frame. That was the day they were there. So tell me how that works out. When there was an agreement and nobody corrected this and said, hold on, never mind, there's an agreement in place. They don't need no more money for attorneys, so on and so forth. Is it making sense to anybody?
Justice for Vaughn was started in hopes that Letitia would be able to see her son. That goal has been achieved. However, fundraisers still continuing, money is still being sent to people in regards to this case. And you heard Letitia herself say that she is not filing paperwork. Andrea agreed to let her see Marvonne, and she doesn't want to hinder that possibility. However, the narrative is still being pushed that funds are needed for something. They keep referring to legal counsel and travel. However, there's no proof of anything at this point. No trace of where all the money is gone, where all the money is going, as there has been numerous missteps with Cash Apps, PayPal, the wrong accounts, multiple accounts, if it's a fraudulent account.
You see here, this was July 6th. So they knew that Katie had gotten the report herself and was going to release it. So Letitia released it. Thank you, Cash, for becoming a member. So they released it themselves. They went ahead and did it. This is July 6th. This is the trigger warning from Letitia Bias as she posts the police report, which again, she had this in her possession since the 24th of June. But at this point in time, they claimed they just found out. It was this horrifying moment. It saddens me to inform you all that my son's injury is the result of him trying to unalive himself. My family and I are in total disbelief. We don't understand how something of this magnitude could have happened. It really breaks my heart even further that his wife knew this was the case all along. The cause of his His wife knew this was the cause all along of his injury and refused to tell his family this. We ask that you please keep us in your prayers. Please give us some time to process this. They'd had it from the 24th of June. They were already processing it. And again, there is no like right way or how long it's going to take. But she intentionally released this to the public for a narrative. Do you get everybody clear on this? I mean, most of you guys that hang out over here are very clear on the facts.
There has been no transparency whatsoever. When you ask for transparency from any of these creators or groups, you are blocked, shunned, and attacked for doing so. They keep saying if you haven't donated, you have no right to ask. Well, most of these people have donated, some of them upwards in 500 and above amounts. It's a large amount of money that has been raised for this family, and there has been not a single dime spent on justice for Marvonne. According to Post and Justice for Vaughn, tonight Letitia Bias is going live with admins from that group to address questions and concerns. However, another thing that
All right, moving on from that one. Hold on. We're gonna just jump around, but you guys got the gist of that. Okay, we're opening up. You guys know that they already knew the 26th of July that there was an agreement in place, that attorney's fees, there was no court paperwork filed. Okay. All right, let's move it forward. Hold on. I know this is a lot to take in and redundant history, but there's a lot of new eyes on this that are trying to learn the facts. And this is some
text message.
Some pretty intense
Hey everyone,
stuff.
welcome back.
Hold on.
As I've been trying to piece the story together, I have been going through my album and finding clips that I have taken over the last few weeks, and I stumbled upon one from July 15th, 2022. It was a YouTube clip featuring Molly Golightly, Justice for All, and a few other creators. You might be asking, why is that relevant now? We're just trying to piece together the timeline of events and the statements made and by whom. This live in particular was problematic and has been continued to be problematic because at first it starts off with Molly reading a text message from Letitia. This was right before Letitia was leaving to Arizona from Georgia. She was still in Georgia at the time. This was, again, the 15th of July, 2022. In the first clip, we'll start off with Molly reading the text messages that she says she supposedly got from Letitia. Again, this is right before Letitia was able to travel from Georgia to Arizona. At the time of this live, they were still raising funds for this travel.
Okay, so we have an update, okay, about Marvonne, and it's basically, you know, so basically, I'll tell you what she said. She said that it's okay for me to share what she sent me. She's really upset because people are thinking that she's a scammer. That she's a scammer, or what do you call it? She's been very upset. So this is what she said. Where it started was I had said, you know, I wonder if he will hear your voice, you know, blah, 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 about, you know, going to see him. So then I say, if I was one of those attorneys in that office, I would skip lunch, I would skip dinner, I would work till midnight and come in on the weekends. All we need is this signature by the judge. That's all they need. A lot of people have been jumping up on panel that work in the courts and medical. So we're getting new information every day. So this is what she said.
So supposedly that was Molly's text to Letitia. And we know that Molly's text messages are talk to text and they usually make no sense. So she seems to me that she's just making this up as she goes. But according to what she was claiming was this is a text that she sent Letitia. And she was saying, you know, like what's happening with the attorneys. Supposedly, again, this is back in July, but she was like, what's happening here? Like, why are the attorneys not doing anything? What's taking so long? Meanwhile, all along, he was at the VA in Arizona. The VA in Arizona. So up until the end of June, she could have gone. She had plenty of time to go visit. Marvonne Sr. and Wynette were allowed to visit him because at the VA in Arizona, they cannot deny them. They knew this. Molly and Justin actually told them this. I have the screen recordings of them telling and advising one of the close family members of all of these rules and regulations that they could not be stopped to visit him.
Said, and I'm going to call her. She said, yes, the lawyer is working with the money I have right now. The retainer, $4,000, $10 to $15 for the fight. Emergency paperwork was filed yesterday for the judge. And just like they said.
Okay, so supposedly Molly is reading a text that she claims is from Letitia. Again, this is her words, their own statements. So what we are to believe is that this is a text message from Letitia. Letitia is saying $4,000 for the retainer, 10 to 15K for the fight. And that emergency paperwork was filed. Where the fuck is that emergency paperwork that was filed in front of a judge? Never happened. Another, never happened. Never happened. Do you guys get that? So again, we don't know if this is Molly putting the words in Letitia's mouth or if this is an actual text from Letitia to Molly. I assume it's a text from Letitia to Molly because Letitia comes on and says similar things. But there's been zero transparency. This is why people started asking questions, because the stories don't add up. From time to time to time, everything back and forth, back and forth. The stories kept changing. She filed an emergency petition in front of a judge. That was already done. Blah, 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 blah. Then they needed more money, but there was an agreement. I mean, you see, this is what they don't want out. And this is why we're putting it out, because they didn't do what they said they did.
This is not about to be an easy task. We went through 15 lawyers in one day just trying to get some.
All right, another thing, 15 lawyers. They claimed that all of these attorneys were contacted and 99% of them declined to take this case. Actually, people that have worked with Letitia trying to advocate for Letitia, because we thought Letitia was initially a victim, but one of those people who was initially trying to help had reached out to numerous law firms, explained the situation, and they denied helping them because there's no legal standing. They're not next to kin. He was put up for adoption, so on and so forth. This would be a very extreme case. Yes, can an attorney drop an agreement? Hell yeah, they can. But is it you're going to pay $4,000 retainer? Sounds probably more like a $1,500, $2,500 agreement thing. Again, we have no idea because they refuse to show proof.
Someone to even take the case. Everyone is attacking me about money, but that is nowhere the amount that's needed. But before I ask for people to continue to donate, I will sell everything I own to make sure this lawyer is paid. The lawyer.
So again, we know by this time she already had $14,000 in her possession. $14,000 in her possession. This is a day later. Before she's going to ask people to continue to donate. And conveniently, the 15th, the night of the 15th is when July 15th, she posted a post that they were fed up. They were getting in the car and leaving. And then magically an agreement happens in the next few days. It was planned. They were allowed to visit because it was planned out and there was an agreement in place. Can we get this? I know most of you get it, but yeah. And supposedly she was going to sell everything. The only thing, in my opinion, that she did sell was her soul.
Okay. The lawyer at Keystone was too expensive and I still had to.
Yo, L, who doxed the attorney? And which fucking attorney are you talking about? Which one? Which one? Again, because here Molly is just rambling, and that's the same one that they put in their community post on July 12th that supposedly, was too expensive, and then they switched to this other one, and then that attorney was doxed, and so on and so forth. Really? Get with it. L, you might want to listen to the facts of what you sat in on.
To wait to see if they were willing to take the case. Then I got a call from the lawyer I'm working with now So she's a little
Very true,
cheaper,
Welsh.
and
Very
she's
true.
not a big law firm. But just like she said, she would do everything in her power to get me to my son. So I'm trying to do the best that I can with what I have, and in my case, very limited. When I'm the mother and she's the wife. And I said, can I please give an update for the fundraiser? I'll help get the money for you. And she says, yes, ma'am. Are you going live tonight? I said, no, I'm not going to go live. We'll find there. I said, I'm not going to go live, but is it okay if I go downstairs and record it, meaning pre-record it, and put it out as a video? I can call you in 2 minutes and you can kind of explain. I just want them to hear it from your mouth. You know what I'm saying, because they're calling me a scammer.
Notice the stuttering. So when I read a text message, for instance, hold on, let me find one that I can read to you. Do I have anything I can read to you? Hold on. Okay, here, for instance, this. Well, I said, maybe Taco Bell or McDonald's instead. I'd rather go to the taco truck. I forgot my therapy is over the phone. Can I go to Dutch when you get back? That's how you read a text message. If a text message is in front of you, you don't stutter all over the freaking place. You don't fucking stutter. You read the text message. I mean, I know it's hard, but oh yeah, I could read those, Nanya. I could read those. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, this is so evidently lies. And this is what caught them up. This is why we all started paying attention. Again, the Tessas, which all of you guys are Tessas now. We call everybody over here that hangs out on our island, welcome to the craziness island. It's happiness penis island over here. So welcome to the island. Don't worry, there's not flying dicks in the air. You're not going to get hit with anything. You're okay. If you need a helmet, Kyle's got one. Anyways, but there is no flying of those. We got to have humor through this, because this is what caught them up, though, their own statements time and time again, and being able to lay it out. And the Tessas and us, Tessas and me, I wasn't the only one catching this stuff. Again, the Thunderdome and Merc went live in July about this and called it out and said, this is what it is. You can go see that live yourself. It's still up on Merc's page in the Thunderdome. That absolutely called it out. I didn't even know they did. I had no clue that they had already called this shit out. But then we all got involved and started paying attention. And that's how the Nunya and Amethyst and I met, was because all of us kept, you in the comment section, you could just see things weren't making sense. And I would post questions or things, and my vision at the beginning was skewed too. And I've told you guys all that from the beginning. I really thought that maybe they were using Letitia for money. That's where I was at first. I was like, okay. So as things unfolded, we've walked you through what's unfolded and what has actually changed due to the facts coming out. It's been an after effect constantly.
Artist and Justin, and it's just one particular little group of trolls. They're mad because they started all of this on Facebook and they didn't want YouTubers involved. And
that's never been the case either. That was one of their first things that they tried to stir, is that's why people were going after Letitia. It wasn't because they had any validity to their questions that they were asking about the fundraising or the goals or what is justice for Marvonne. Nobody's ever been able to ask that. Hey, Rizzle's wife. Hey, Felony Melanie. Everybody coming in. I see you. Hey, Nikki. Hey, everybody. I need to do better about that, of acknowledging you guys throughout the stream too. Hey, Lisa. Solo, all of you guys. But thank you for being here. I don't even remember what I was going to say. This is why I don't get distracted and start reading comments. Okay, let's go back to it. Sorry.
And if YouTubers weren't involved, then we wouldn't be where we're at today. Calling you in a minute. I will be live. Screw it. And she says, okay, these people are so mean. I'm being called a scammer also. And then I said, it's only like 6 people. Your son has 15,000 people behind you and your son.
Actually, it's 45,000 or 50,000 now.
Okay, so this is
And again, no idea. There was money, just so if you're new here, you understand the gravity of how much money was raised. We know for a fact Letitia was telling the admins of the Justice for Vaughn and Exposing Dre McCrae groups, this is text messages that have been put out. We might actually see them in one of these videos, but they were averaging $1,600 to $1,900 a night when Molly would go live and talk about this. They had money going to PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, GoFundMe. Am I missing any? PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, GoFundMe. Money was going to everywhere. Now, not only were they raising money for Letitia Bias, but then they interjected Marvonne Sr. and Wynette into the whole fundraising thing too. After Marvonne Sr. and Wynette had already been there to see him. They had already traveled to Arizona and seen him, and then they were raising money for them after the fact. They never had intentions on getting legal representation. Marvonne Sr. is in a compromised position as is. He's in a work release program due to past history. Again, doesn't matter, but it's the facts. They were put up by a VA facility, which is housing, so they could stay there. They didn't even have to pay for their trip, but they were fundraising for them and claiming that Dre wouldn't let them see their son. However, they had already been to Arizona and seen him. So then they start raising money for them after they have already been there to reimburse them. So money was going to Marvonne and Wynette and also Letitia, who, remember, none of these people raised Marvonne or were a significant part of his life. He was adopted. Again, adoption's a beautiful, wonderful thing, but this is just the way it is. This is what it is. Hey, frustrated. I didn't want to bother you and tell you I'm going live. Come on. I always feel bad when that shit's going on. Yes. Yeah. Susan, thank you for being here. If you guys have questions too and want me to specifically answer certain things, please ask, because we're trying to present it in a way that people can understand the gravity of the spin of this narrative and how it was set up and put into place. And then we're going to go into, this is going to segue into going into other cases and showing you the same setup a little bit different, because this was, the family was a very active participant in this exploitation of Marvonne's story. A lot of the other ones, the family was not involved, but they still exploited the families and the victims. So we're going to kind of segue into showing you this is historical within these creators. So this is just kind of laying a base, and then we're going to pivot from there. But if you have questions, please let me know. Hillbilly, thank you so much. That is a huge thing too. So they were also sending super chats. Thank you for mentioning that. They were sending super chats all along that were addressed with notes saying, this is to Letitia. Please forward this to Letitia. At first, they said that the super chats would be sent over to Letitia and family. You know, they would go ahead and do that. Then they said there was no way that they could keep up with that. They were keeping all the super chats. It went back and forth, but we have screenshots of that whole thing too. And to our knowledge, not a single cent of the super chat money ever went to the families. But then again, we don't know how many hands the money all changed through.
This is the thing, you guys.
There was a few things mentioned in this section of the live that I wanted to note. You'll hear Molly ask Letitia as she's reading the text messages for.
Sorry, I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to try to answer questions as it's going. Cash, thank you. I'm feeling fine after the voicemail. It's just a little unnerving, and it's getting to be a lot. It has been nonstop chaos because of that crew since the week of Christmas for me. It's been pretty intense, but I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. And as far as what else did you ask? Yes, something else. What dogs do I have? I have a miniature Australian Shepherd, and he's a mix. He's miniature Australian Shepherd, Catahoula. I have a Basenji Chihuahua, and then I have a Cocker Spaniel, and I have 3 cats. I have everything in the amount of 3s. I have 3 cats, 3 dogs, 3 kids. AJ, I don't think she did. I don't think they did. And in fact, there is also a check that was sent back from Letitia to there was money that exchanged hands in numerous directions that never made sense.
for an update on the fundraiser. However, I don't think that was ever given. This is a 5-hour long video, so I have not sat and watched the whole thing, and I don't intend on doing that probably ever. I don't think I have the attention span for that. However, if you want to do that, so please do. Here's the next clip.
Live right now. Can I ask you a question? Because I kind of just made a public plea and kind of begged
Molly's moose-knuckle. Remind me to send you a picture later.
for Drea to just say yes already. And I read the message where you said that you're.
Pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. So, oh, this shit is so frustrating. Tina, thank you. You guys don't need to do that. DVS, yes, this voice is terrible. It's terrible. Oh, it's so bad. Y'all, I cringe at it so bad. Peg, they're amazing. They're good friends. But this setup here of the phone calls, like she was begging her to come on so she could pre-record this. And then you see the voice change. The voice changes with Molly are very specific constantly in stories like this. This is called emotional manipulation. She turns the voice up. She gets a little whiny. Like it's very specific and it continues to do this. Thank you, Nunya. Nunya's talking about the money that was sent from Molly and Letitia.
That you raised the fourth, that you have the 4,000, and that you just everything that you said to me, and that you're willing to sell your stuff. I just freaked out. I was just like, why does it have to be this way? Like, how did it even come to this? I'm willing to take down all of these videos and never bother you again. If
you heard her say it. And again, I did videos on this too that are out there. She offered this numerous times that she would take down all the videos that she ever did on Dre if she would just allow them to see marvonne. Well, we already heard in the last segment that they made an agreement and they were allowed to see him. Molly never took down a single video up until recently. Do you notice that? She just disposed of 3 million views. Anybody catch that? If you didn't, that live is a couple back too. But she deleted 3 million views just recently in the month of January, though. This was back in July that she was promising this. And a couple days after this live, they were able to see him. Yes. Yeah. You guys get it. Actually, I got that at like I don't even remember. It was like a market in Washington State. All it is, to be honest, Mountain Mama, is it is a palette with just, hold on, let me full screen you. It's just, it's a full-size palette. And then it's just got a heart painted on it and it says love in the corner. That's all it is. But it was just a local like flea market thing that I got it at. You know where you can find a lot of that kind of stuff is Facebook Marketplace, though. They resell a lot of home furnishings. Okay, anyways. I told you guys I'm going to answer questions throughout this. I'm going to try to do a little bit because this becomes monotony listening to them. But this is all, yep, she turns on the emotional manipulation. Here we go. You know, she's, oh, I'll delete all the videos. I'll take them all down. I'll just please, you know, because she has wanted a response from Dre all along.
you can let this happen, but we don't know if it's even in her power. Do you know if it's in her power to let you go or no?
It's to the point where I don't know anything. I don't know nothing. And it's so scary because, you know, I'm looking online and I'm seeing people say they hearing rumors that she may take my son to Mexico.
No, don't.
We call the hospital. They telling her, no, he's not here. The lawyer trying to work as fast as she could, but she can't do nothing until the judge even give me a hearing. It's like I'm stuck.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never known attorneys that work backwards. So the attorney couldn't do anything until the judge had a hearing. Actually, the attorney would be working on everything to get it to a judge. That's how it would have gotten to a judge if you would have hired an attorney. But therefore, you guys just did a written agreement, drew it up, signed it, So it never got in front of a judge. So why are you trying to tell people that there was a judge involved? Because again, there's never been anything filed in court whatsoever. There's never been a single fucking document filed in court. Not saucy. Saucy. Running Bear Tessa. I freaking love it. I love it. I love that you changed your name. Thank you for being a Tessa. Yes, there's a penis on my wall too. It's not really a penis. It's a chalkboard, but the burlap strap, they all think it's a penis. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, and then I'm trying to stay offline because I don't want, the worst thought is two thoughts that keep going through my head.
Okay.
If she gets just that upset and call in because she can't go and say, pull the plug, I ain't gonna be able to see my son never again.
Do you see what happened right there? Do you see what happened right there? She set up and was trying to intensify the fact that she might pull the plug, right? If you've ever listened to anything about Dre, you know that that's the hardest, like that was not something that just wasn't on the table. But they are trying to use that as a way of speeding up these donations, right? They're emotionally taxing people out and saying, this is urgent. She might pull the plug on this man. She's refusing to allow them. Do you see how that worked? And Letitia herself are stating, this is who is stating this. This is his biological mother. This is what they don't want you guys to remember. This is what they don't want you guys to go back and realize. That's why all the videos are gone. Justin still got his up, which we will get to eventually. But this is what they don't want you to remember.
Number two, like I was listening to Justin, if it's out of her hand and ain't nothing else we can do but wait on the judge to do this, how long he'll take to even say yes or no? So it's kind of hard. It's like,
another note, I've never spent much time in a courtroom, but I have had to file for paperwork, on behalf of my nieces, guardianships, so on and so forth like that. So I've spent a little time in court, but I know that when you file paperwork, you always are issued a court date. So when you file something, unless it's just a instantaneous, like you're asking for a TPO or something like that, and they do it instantly, they go and take it to a judge that's presiding over those type of cases that day. They always schedule a court date. So she would have been told a court date to come back that the judge would be hearing this. It is not just an open-ended, they have no date. How long is this going to take? Anything of that nature. You guys get that? Yeah, it's hard to go back and listen to all this because we have moved so far beyond this that it's hard to hear how emotionally devastating this was to so many people. This is why they got people in their corners so fast and people stopped questioning what was going on because the emotions they were pulling on so bad.
you're in a rock and a hard place. But going back to the money, every dime that everybody has given me, I did what I'm supposed to do with it.
You did what you were supposed to do with it. And what was that? So if you did what you were supposed to do with it, then you would have receipts that you could easily show publicly because, again, people donated thousands of dollars to you. Thousands of dollars. And where did it all go?
But just like I said before, I keep being accused of being a scam artist or stealing or I'm too quiet and this, that, and the other. I will sell everything that belongs to me to make sure that this lawyer get what they need to help fight so that I can see my son. I don't know what to do. My family know that I go out the back for my kids. This ain't no different. I'll start from the ground up again if I have to, but
I'm not sure what she really meant by that about going out. I'm assuming she was saying going out of her way to take care of her family, basically, in a roundabout way. But my question is, if you're so concerned about Marvonne, why didn't you see him the full 7 years that your grandson was born? If Marvonne was such a priority in your life, why is it only since he's been in a coma and he can't speak for himself that you have now seemed it so important? Can you answer me that?
going to keep being talked to all kind of way and make it seem like I'm the worst person in the world, because I'm not.
Was it to his wife to help?
Okay. Sorry, kid just came in. She went. Yes. At that point, there was no attorney retainer, no court docs, no visitation, no nothing. Yes. Sorry, I was coming back to read a question and she was talking to me at the same time. Okay. I got to stop trying to multitask because I'm all over the place today.
And then in my past, they keep saying my past, but I stole from myself. Because what I did was, yes, I wrote a check, fed my kids, and I had to pay for it. But I didn't go and take nothing from nobody. So keep calling me a scam, honey, and I'm sorry to raise my voice, but I'm getting upset because it's not fair. Only the first post I made was just saying I wanted to see my son. Not to be bashed the way I'm being bashed.
I'm sorry.
Not for you to be bashed for taking up for me or speaking out, you and Justin. Y'all don't deserve.
So you just heard Letitia's statements on July 15th, 2022, what her intentions were.
I can't listen to that voice. I just can't. And it's the same thing I'm telling you now. So we're just going to continue on with her words.
Never did anything to hurt Drea. Okay? But if she want me to do that, and in order to see my son, I'm willing, I'm begging me. Please. Please, ma'am. I just want to see my son. That's it. I want my family to say, what if this is our last time saying goodbye? I don't know.
Phony baloney up in the corner sure turned those tears on really easily, huh? Isn't that funny? Isn't that interesting how all of a sudden she has emotions, right? But this had everybody in their feels because everybody was like, oh my God, what if that does happen? You know, she's putting out here that this is a possibility, that this was on the horizon of happening. No, it wasn't. No, that was not the case. That was not the case. This is just pure emotional manipulation to open up your fucking wallets.
I don't even know what kind of condition he in right now. I'm on begging Nia, Andrea McCray. If I did anything to hurt you, I apologize. But all I want to do is see my son. That's it. Yes, if I run out here and act like a fool, then they'll say, oh, she should have did it in this way or that way. There's no win. It's no win. I try to do it the legal way. No win. I go out here and act a plumb fool. Then I'm like what she said I was in the video. I'm violent. I'm this, I'm that. I'm nowhere near that.
You have done nothing but act with class the entire time, ma'am.
Hell yeah. Exploiting your biological son's medical condition and putting it out publicly to thousands of people on the internet and exploiting his tragedy is fucking classy as fuck. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but this has been handled with pure and utter class, transparency, and honesty. And that's fucking sarcasm if you can't tell. This is such a crock of shit, and it actually infuriates me hearing how bad this was.
Just class. That's the only thing you have done. Because to be honest with you, I don't know if I could have had you restrained. So.
Well, there you have some of the confusion.
Fuck
off,
Spanky.
You saw 3 clips in this video, short clips from a 5-hour-long live that, compared to what we have heard today and the current updates, lead to confusion. It was stated that.
All right, let me grab you another one. Okay, let's go back and find you another one. Let's go into my videos. These are all on my page, by the way. This is all content that we've put out here. And you guys know I do my own Like, I love to do my own clips, but there's a ton of clip channels that have really good information too. I am going to go into, we did the Brittany and Dre conversation a little bit the other day. I want to show you this one, I think is next. And then I'm going to show you stuff with his sister.
Answers.
Oh, never mind. Not this one. This is my silly little period post. I remember that one now. Okay, so we're going to go into, actually, we're going to go into part 1. Let me rewind it to where I stopped talking, maybe.
It's contacting your local banking institute and handling it through that. Again, I'm not encouraging anybody to report.
Oh, we're going to play this from the
Hey
beginning.
everyone, welcome back to another episode of Misinformation Cronies Strike Again. I figured as often as this is happening with misinformation or false information being put out on the internet, that we might as well make this a series. So
these are in the July section into August. So I came to YouTube at the end of July. So this would be the end of July to the early August. This is way back down in my video section. I used to only do pre-records. I never used to do lives until I was like, fuck it, my voice is out here. I knew they were going to dox me eventually anyways, because my voice is out here on streams. I used to sell LuLaRoe. So anyways, I know, Saucy. I know. Okay. I know. I know. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry, you guys. I know it's really upsetting you, Solo. I know that this infuriates you hearing it all again. You've been right along with us all along. And it just, yeah. So this is why we know for a fact that there's more to the story than they're telling you. And this is why there's so many things happening right now. I hate LuLaRoe anymore. In fact, I got a cease and desist from LuLaRoe. That's the only cease and desist I ever got. And I threw that one away too. But if you want really good link to leggings, there's one in my description of my videos. It's from Amazon. They're cheap and they're amazing.
Part 1 of correcting misinformation by the misinformation cronies. I'm not going to name the members of the misinformation cronies, as most of you are very aware that there's many of them that fit in this category. There is, however, a few exclusive creators that seem to fit in this category more often than not. And before anyone asks, yes, you too can become a member of the misinformation cronies for the low cost of selling your soul and dignity on the internet. Some may call this priceless.
I came out swinging. Listening to this shit, I was like, you too can become a member of the misinformation cronies for selling your soul. God, you guys bared with me a lot through this.
Some of you might have seen Molly Golightly's stream last night where she brought Letitia Bias on the panel with Justin of Justice for All and Elle, along with some other creators or viewers of theirs. Earlier in the day, Molly had gone live and told her following that she didn't care where Letitia spent the money. She could go have a spa day, she could pay some bills, she didn't care where Letitia spent her donation. Well, this upset quite a few of her following, and there was a few people that expressed concern and or asking about refunds. I need to mention I am not suggesting anyone ask for a refund, does anything as far as reporting the accounts. That is up to you. What you feel is best for you in your situation. If you feel that you were defrauded in some sort of way, then you know the available options for rectifying that situation. Unfortunately, I don't have much suggestion besides contacting your local banking institute and handling it through that. Again, I'm not encouraging anybody to report or ask for a refund. I'm just stating the facts.
And that has been something that people have constantly said all along, is that we were encouraging and asking people to ask for donation or refunds, and we were setting them up by doing this. No, that's not. People came to me because they were being treated so terribly by Letitia and the admins of the Justice for Vaughn group when they were asking for transparency. That had nothing to do with anything. Then That's how it started unraveling, was people were coming to me with their complaints. I never encouraged a single soul to ask for a refund unless they felt it was something that they wanted to do. That is a personal choice. Again, I don't donate. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe because you're not feeling well. I hate that fucking thing. I appreciate you guys for dealing with me all along, though. But now you see, this is what they don't want you to remember. This is what they don't want you to remember. And these are just a little clips.
A few comments were made by followers in Molly's stream asking about their donations, and if their donations were not going to an attorney, they would like a refund. To which Letitia said, "You can have a refund."
You notice whose stream I said this was happening in and whose subs were asking about the donations? Molly's. Most of the people that have came to me with complaints have been from Molly's own subs. They were Molly's subs. Some of them are still Molly subs. Some of them are still in her Patreon. I don't get stuff from Patreon from one person. I get it from like 8. There's one that I always rely on because I know where she stands at all points in time. But this stuff is sent to me by Molly's own followers, her own subs who had questions and were mocked and belittled for asking questions.
She stated it very clearly. In the clip ahead, you will hear it yourself. Also, pay attention to Molly's statements. They are intriguing. Every day she says something that I'm like, did that really just come out of your mouth? Did you really say something? And it's insane because her following grows with her wild antics and her behavior, but I guess that's why she does it.
Stop. We love you. We stand behind you. I appreciate that.
All right. Okay. All right. Listen, sweetheart. Kelly Ford, enough. The money I donated, I want it to be used for a lawyer, or you want your money back.
I refund it. Just like anybody else that asked for a refund and they were given their refund, they can be refunded.
You can have a refund. You can have a refund if that's the way you feel. If you don't think that your money that you donated actually went to an attorney, there's 2 attorneys now. Don't come back.
Okay, so with 2 attorneys, that means that we would have a ton of receipts, right? Because there would be retainers paid for 2 attorneys, their fees, the accounting, which can easily be shown because all you do is mark out their pertinent information. You can even mark out what it's for. Super easy to provide receipts, especially when there's 2, right? Wait, is there 1? Is there 2? Is there as many as Trump had? Or is there none? What's the story? Oh, wait. Fucking no receipts again. So who knows? But seems to me that there's been maybe 1 that helped with initial agreement paperwork and probably did that for a couple $100, if I'm being honest, maybe $1,000, something like that. I don't buy all this. Definitely not $15,000 worth of an attorney fees, but we're going to get there because pretty soon we all get blamed for these attorney's fees too.
You're not welcomed here. You classless piece of shit.
We're the classless pieces of shit, by the way. If you're hanging out over here, you're probably going to be known as, unless you're in the shitty booty bitches side, which that's to the left, please stay out of the shitty booty bitches side if you have common sense or any type of brain cells that work for themselves. Stay out of that side. They hang out over here, screen record. You know, they have attorneys that screen record. They pay $10,000 anyways. That's the shitty booty bitches side. There's a lot of shit over there that they don't clean up after themselves. They just kind of continue to revolve shit. So stay to the right in the decent bushes if you're just in here lurking. But they're the classless. We are the classless pieces of shit. However, you don't see us out here exploiting our biological children and painting a narrative that was false all along for financial gain. But I digress.
You have no class. Anyone that takes their donation back, you are a disgusting human. And be lucky that I even called you human. Get out and don't come back. How dare you?
And this is how people were talked too, when they asked a question about the money or transparency or what the fuck is the goal, they would never even give a goal amount of how much was actually needed throughout this entire time. This is how you were treated if you asked a question, and you were mocked and you were doxxed. If you asked for a refund, conveniently, they sent all of the people who were asking for a refund, even though they missed all the refunds, and just sent them to request. But again, we'll get into that in a little bit. But she was able to identify who was asking for refunds because she screenshot them, sent them to Molly, and Molly somehow doxed these people and put it out publicly. So she was able to find them enough to screenshot them, but why couldn't she hit the refund button and actually refund these people? She only hit the button on the request to random people who had never donated to her. Make it make sense, fuckers. Make it make sense.
Justin said to her, what you do with my donation
My
is for
donation.
you. And also, Michelle.
Notice the date on this. It says July 10th. July 10th. This was 4 days after the misinformation cronies got involved. They weren't even really amping up their fundraising at this point in time, but people were already asking for refunds. As you can see, the refund was declined to Letitia Bias in the amount of $500. It was declined on the 10th. Okay? They've tried to tell you that all these refund requests were because of Katie asking for a refund. Katie doesn't even ask for a refund until the end of, closer to the end of July. And her refund was strictly through GoFundMe. It had nothing to do with the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, anything like that. This was an actual Cash App refund request. Hey, Peanut, thank you. Hey, Monkey. Tom Ford. No, I don't even know what she spent it on there. Yeah, yep, absolutely. Anybody else have any questions? If you guys have questions, feel free to ask them, because we're going to try to answer questions, random, unrandom, whatever you guys want to know. We're just going to talk through this and try to get people to understand the gravity of the situation at hand, because this is not going away. We are going to continue to unravel. And unfortunately, this isn't the only story. This is sadly not the only story. Hey, Boston. And I agree with your comment too. It's so nice to see people from all over the internet come together for a common goal of shutting this shit down. You know, there's enough people that are against the exploitation. And unfortunately, some of these people are, you know, known as problematic or whatever in the past, but a lot of the people who are the communities who are coming together and all standing up against it, a lot of them have gone through problems with these problematic creators before. So it's nice to see everybody rallying together. It really is. However, that also brings with it the nut jobs from the antis of all of those communities. And that's a little unnerving when they all have an obsession with you. It's a little weird.
Said, I just sent you $100 to get yourself a pedicure. What I said is, whatever you want to do, whatever you need. In my time, listen, if you feel like she's not paying her attorneys, listen, attorneys don't work for free. You are disgusting. And you want to know something? For what you just did to try to humiliate this woman when she's already at her bottom, with you trying to kick her when she's on the floor already? How dare you?
You don't kick someone when they're down.
You don't do that.
How does a human being do that?
How dare you?
How does a human being, like, can we not show some compassion, people? Can we, I mean, forget about if you like me, if you like Marissa.
All right, you guys know I need glasses, so let's try this. It says, good morning, Marissa. Someone said that Letitia was live and said that she has refunded all who have requested refunds. However, this is simply not true. I requested the $500 back that I sent, and she refused to refund me. I blocked me from her page. I would like for her to return the $500 I sent. If you can get this to her, I sent it via Cash App. Thank you for your help. Have a great day. So people, not only after they had reached out to Letitia and said, hey, you guys said I could get a refund, you know, blah, blah, blah. They also reached out to Molly and told Molly that this was going on. And this is how Molly reacted to the situation. Molly was very aware of what was going on the entire time.
If you don't like Elle, if you don't like Jessica, if you don't like any, forget about.
Who the fuck was Jessica? Anybody remind me of that? Because that name does not ring a bell to me at all of who the hell is Jessica.
That this is about human beings. It's
No
not about,
none.
typing on a little computer about something.
You know what though? Not everyone feels that way, Miss Letitia, and you know that. Anytime there's anything good going on, right? Anytime that there's something good, rotten apples have to come in and try and destroy it. Well,
Bad apple. Enter Bad Apple on the scene. Bad apple is the rotten apple that she's talking about. No, she wasn't talking about that, but that's part of where it spawned. In fact, I clipped a bunch of things of her calling people rotten apples for Bad Apple's intro. I need to do it someday. Nanya, I don't recognize that name at all. That's why I'm like, who's Jessica? Yeah, Gina, isn't that weird? I don't know who the hell that is. Is that somebody's real name? I don't know. Interesting.
Well, guess what? Not today, Satan. Not today. Get out. Don't come back. She's got 2 lawyers. She can prove it.
Then why the hell, if she can prove it, then why the hell? No, it's not Goose's real name. I know that. And that honker is about to get exposed. Anyways, but I won't do that. It's just, she is so dirty. It's going to come. You guys know that. People are definitely realizing what's happening here. Yeah. Why didn't she prove it? Why didn't she prove it? If she can prove that she's got 2 attorneys, why did they never prove it? Molly, where's Adrian? Since I never threatened him, but I would love to have a conversation with him and ask him these questions, because you say he knows everything that you do, and he was the one providing you advice and what to do in this story. So I would love to ask him these questions and show him all of this. Walter, walnuts. Oh, Wally dear, where in the world is walnuts? Anyways, that was the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. I don't even know what the hell is happening in my head right now. You can tell I've had enough of this fucking story that my brain is mush at this point. She never proved it. No, not at all.
That's crazy.
It's disgusting is what it is. She did that to humiliate you. And she's not going to get away with it with her stupid questions. Get out of here. You think we don't know who you are?
So this is the text messages that were sent to Letitia regarding one of the refunds. Now, again, there were multiple people that asked for refunds, multiple people. Some of them have not came out publicly. There's a few that are known. A few people have not requested refunds through that because they were afraid of being doxxed, because it was happening. It was their way of controlling the narrative and stopping the refunds from being requested, because if they were seeing all these other people being doxxed. So this is the conversation. So you guys see all in transparency. This is what was sent to Letitia, what was told to Letitia. Again, they spun this, told them that they were harassing Letitia, doing all these things. Other people have said that this was intentionally set up so they could paint Letitia in this light. No, that's not the case.
Again, this isn't about personal opinions on this. If you give a donation, you give a donation. I agree with that. But when the foundation for what the donations were originally for was intentionally misleading, there is absolutely a discussion that needs to be had about the validity of the donations. One of the donators has reached out to Letitia and asked for a refund, only to be blocked on social media. Then this person reached out to an admin.
Another big thing to notice right here, because I keep honing this in and I keep saying it, and I use air quotes. You guys know I talk with my hands anyways. Right here it says, okay, the Just for Vaughn was a lawyer, right? Letitia's asking, like, what did you intend me to spend the money on? Okay. That was the whole premise of Justice for Vaughn, right? Was for you to seek legal representation and travel funds, right? Why are you asking if that's what it was for, when you clearly, that's what you stated these donations were for? Make it make sense.
from the group who actually texted Letitia and told her that the person had requested a refund. Speaking of admins from the group, there's been multiple changes actually. As of yesterday, exposing Dre McCrae, the group on Facebook was abandoned by all admins. There's been some really interesting things happening with that between the archived groups, archived groups, switching admins, admins disappearing, admins creating other profiles. It's been a little much to try and keep up with or understanding what they're doing. Honestly, I think at this point, they don't even know what they're doing. And some may say they never have, which is kind of starting to feel that way. So, in this video, you've seen all the messages scrolling across that people have reached out to Letitia. They have asked for refunds on valid concerns. Yet,
Here's another one. Another text message. You see these? Like this is a lot.
they're being blocked or ignored or declined. You see that she requested the refund again and she was declined. So why are Letitia and Molly Golightly saying that Letitia will give refunds to the people that are asking for them, yet they're blocking and or declining when being asked for refunds? I don't think that's very clear to tell your followers that they can receive refunds and then decline them. Not only that, but then you chastise the people that are asking for refunds or asking questions so they feel more comfortable with where their donation was actually spent. You say that that's nobody's business, yet you have claimed that you would be transparent with your following, and you have not once been transparent with your following, any of you. And yet you're still asking for donations. You're still asking for donations for a legal fight for Letitia and Marvonne Sr. Okay, I understand. Maybe they think they want to file certain paperwork in the future. That's fine. But where has the thousands and thousands of dollars, thousands of dollars has been sent to this family for justice for Marvonne, yet not a single cent has been sent for the well-being of Marvonne or the children? Back in early July, the last update anybody was given about the fundraising goal and how much money had been raised, it was way over $8,000, close to $9,000, and that was the beginning of July. Since then, there has been about a month worth of fundraising continually, almost daily. My only question is, why are you telling people that they can request a refund and it will be granted, yet blocking and denying them? If you're going to be telling your following that such things will be granted, then please start honoring them at least, or being transparent about the parameters of these refunds, as you said, would be granted. Once again, thank you all for.
Man, I was even nice to them in the beginning. Goodness gracious, what was wrong with me? Hold on, let me go back over here. Let me find you guys another one. Give me 1 second. Let me find you another one. Any questions after that? I think people are starting to kind of see the bigger picture here, that this has kind of been an ongoing thing. Okay, misinformation.
It donated.
Number 2, we're not going to get through all of them. I'm just going to kind of skip around some and give you guys some understanding of where we have been the entire time. This is where we've been the entire time. Nothing has changed in this case. Remember that nothing has changed in this case at all. Nothing besides what they told you and sent you on an emotional roller coaster over for the last freaking months.
Morning, everyone. We're back already with a part 2 to the misinformation cronies strike again. Return of the lies, part 2. There seems to be some confusion as to the refund that we talked about in the last video. They're assuming
Mods,
that
I have
it
to
is
step
from
away for just 1
GoFundMe,
second
and
to
they
run
are
to the
asking
ladies'
why
room.
would
I'll be
somebody
right back.
ask
But if
for a
anything breaks
refund
out, I'm just
on
going to let this
Cash App
play.
on GoFundMe? That's not the case either. So there has been donations sent on GoFundMe, as you know, but there's also been multiple payment apps used, and Cash App is the one in this one that was used. Again, I am in no way, shape, or form suggesting that you ask for a refund. You have to make your own personal choice. Do I have my opinions there? Yes. But if you donated, you need to decide what's best for you in your personal situation and then take the necessary steps needed to rectify the situation. Again, they have stated that refunds would be issued if they were asked for, yet we know that that is not happening. We do not know if they have set parameters for these refunds, how to go about it, anything of that nature. So there's that part of it too. They've never been clear and concise of if you want a refund, this is where you go or how to go about it. And if you bring up refunds, ask for a refund, you are instantly blocked on social media and or you also, yes, you too can be belittled and mocked online by Molly Golightly. It's the theory of how dare you ask for clarification because your donation was intended for XYZ and XYZ was built off of lies. As you can see in the screenshots provided, the transaction was sent on the 6th of July. She accepted it. Now, remind you, Molly Golightly's first introduction to this case was on July 6th also. So if she says, I have nothing to do with people sending money, I never blah, 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 that's not true because Molly absolutely did encourage her following and has continued to encourage her following to donate since the start of this case. As of July 11th, I have confirmation in a text that she had almost $9,000 that the admins were aware of as of July 11th. There has still been no court filings on behalf of Marvonne filed in court by his biologic family whatsoever in the state of Arizona, or any state for that matter. You will see that this donator tried to rectify the situation by using multiple avenues. She reached out to Letitia, was ignored and blocked. She reached out to an admin of the Justice for Vaughn and Exposing Dre McCrae groups, who the admin did in turn reach out to Letitia and try to rectify the situation for this donator, yet she was ignored by Letitia. And she also reached out to Molly. So again, multiple attempts to correct this issue after they have said themselves they would correct it with no issues whatsoever. And when people are requesting that this be done, this is how they're being treated by these people, ignored or blocked. Make it make sense. And people might want to think that it's just convenient that the Facebook groups are archived and unarchived and archived. It's not coincidence. There is an issue. The admin asked for clarification from Letitia and was ignored. She was ignored. This is a follower that trusted these admins, and so she was trying to rectify the situation for her. You can see how she was treated also. And
And she has spoke about that and why she left, what she originally thought she was doing. The admins, well, the only one that has came forward and been transparent at all, explained the entire setup. It was a Reddit thread that turned into these groups and so on and so forth. But she came forward and actually told the truth of what was actually happening in these groups. And she was the creator of the groups, hence why they were archived.
trust me, a lot of the admins are still highly involved with Molly Golightly. Molly tried to distance herself, surprisingly, from the Facebook groups yesterday. If you didn't catch that, let me provide you a clip. The screenshots you are seeing in this video also were provided on my behalf of the group after it was abandoned. You can see that there is no admin list as of right now, hence meaning it's abandoned. That might change today. I have heard some rumblings that they are trying to do some things within the group. We will see what happens there. And no, I am not saying that the admins from the Facebook groups have nothing to do with things still. They very much do.
Oh my God, I like those. Did you have those?
Funny enough, some of those admins are still floating around to this day.
Made, Molly?
That lovely lady, the veteran, made them. And then she was attacked in the groups for trying to profit. And she said, no, I'm not trying to profit. I just wanted to do something nice.
What is it? I didn't see it. Oh, that's
Their decal.
nice.
I forgot about this. Somebody in the group was making and selling decals on this premise too. Somebody was also making decals. I think there was I don't even know all the different angles they went. KJ is Katie Joy. That's what they're referring to, is who KJ is.
Yeah, so apparently a lot of people just getting attacked. The family, people that just want to really help. I am.
This screenshot right here bothers me still to this day, especially considering what she just did in the last couple weeks. This says, this is from July 7th, the day after she got involved, and you'll see which angle she's trying to go. So just a heads up, it turns out that several Marines are finding out about this case, and they are coming out of the woodwork. They're asking how we can help. What I'm going to do is direct a video to the United States Marine Corps. Once this move can make or get attention from active duty soldiers and Marines and veterans, it kissed spread like wildfire. Because one thing I know, live it on what live live I don't know what she's even saying anymore. Live it onto army basis is everybody got to know everything about your business. Yeah, okay. Semper Fi, can you please send me as many photos of him in uniform, and I can please have the dates, years that he served, please? She was trying to get the military wives involved in this. They tried that for a long time.
Probably not going to be really participating in those groups just because they just seem so toxic. Everybody on Facebook is just so toxic. And I thought like Facebook was supposed to be a place where you're supposed to respect people, and it's just it's not what I'm into. So to make this very clear to anyone who is misunderstood or misguided, I am always here for the victim. The victim. That's where my empathy lies.
So her empathy lies for the victim, right? That's what she's saying. But this screenshot says, hello and thank you for the interest in watching me react to the story. I am Molly Golightly on YouTube, and I have put out 3 separate videos in one day, which is not normal. I covered so many cases, and if anybody here knows anything about me, I pretty much get very close to these cases. Sometimes I even show up at their front door. I want to share my deepest condolences with Von's mother, siblings, grandmother, and all of his friends and family that love him. It's very hard to control my emotions when I do these lives, especially as the information is coming in. I have a very bad feeling about this story. I think everybody really needs to know that this situation is going to get worse. I feel it. I can't believe what this girl is putting out there to the public. I can't believe all the time she has invested in herself. Well, this man is suffering and her children are suffering as well. I was told in the live chat that CPS is now involved, but aren't doing a thing. This is why I protest at CPS. This is why CPS doesn't really like me very much. I just want everyone to know that they must track this girl's every single move and record everything she does and screenshot her responses, because she's starting to get a little bit more delicate, because I think after I have caused a ripple today, this is going to get more attention. Let me move it forward.
Okay.
Yes.
And I never planned on work.
Then it continues on and it says, oh my goodness, this is so. In the last video, I had to hold back the tears because I cannot believe she has the time to do her nails. This is so frustrating. To do her nails, her hair, and her makeup while her husband is in this condition. This girl doesn't deserve the following and the attention that she's been blessed with. I think something really snapped inside her because of a lot of things that are not making sense with this girl. And she's got a lot of explaining to do when this goes south. She cannot claim tea and herbal supplements for her downward spiral. The doctor not connecting, and she's doing damage control, and she knows people are now paying attention, and she's being cornered like a rat. I will give credit where credit is due. She's definitely a talented girl, and I understand why people like her. She is very funny, or at least she was. I see why so many people have been captivated by this beautiful family, but something really went wrong. A lot of these stories that I talk about affect me differently. I don't even know what to do about this one because right now this girl is on a stage. I don't know whether to have someone in law enforcement or an attorney or news reporters on my channel at this point because it's so hard to understand. These videos are terrifying to watch. What we need to get Marvonne's name trending by Friday, hopefully, then it will be trending.
Working with.
As you heard conveniently, Molly yesterday stated that she is starting to distance herself from these groups because they are so drama filled.
I'll go back and listen to it in a second so you guys can hear that without me breaking this up, but let me finish reading this to you. These videos are terrifying to watch. What we need to get Marvonne's name trending by Friday, hopefully. By then it will be trending. I've only done that in 48 hours with one case about a year ago. Some people not like my style on how I do things, but intentions are always good. Today, a woman came up on one of my videos. I pinned her comment to the top. She said that we all need to get over ourselves, that it's all about Dylan Rounds. Dylan Rounds is a young farm owner who went missing, and right now YouTube true crime community is focused on that. They're making tons of money. Certain stories can't jolt the algorithm, or certain stories can jolt the algorithm. Had another woman who said something extremely inappropriate about all the money that I'm going to make on these 3 videos. First off, you need to understand YouTube. With any mention of specialty and of course, the word suicide, we are unlimited ads. It's crippling to a channel. But if you feel passionate about this story, you just let it go and you just keep talking.
Molly, your admin.
Let me go back.
Who is misunderstood or misguided. I am always here for the victim. The victim. That's where my empathy lies. Okay.
Yes.
And I never planned on working with.
As you heard conveniently, Molly yesterday stated that she is starting to distance herself from these groups because they are so drama filled. Molly, your admins run those groups. You have admins that are still currently the admins of that group. Make it make sense. Your hands aren't clean. You have said over and over again that these groups.
I got her, Nunya. I had my phone in my hand. She's impatient. She just texted me 2 seconds ago. she just texted me 2 seconds ago. I'm going to finish this video. I'm going to put a new one on. I have to run really fast, but I'm going to put a video on for you guys to watch while I'm gone. I know. It's very triggering. I'm sorry, y'all, but this is what has happened. This is what it's been. And she's okay. Yeah, she's okay. The kid's okay. She just was asking about something silly.
Are where you got your information. And now you're saying that they're drama and people are getting attacked? Read the room, Molly. That's been happening all along at the discretion of you and your admins. When people ask questions, they're getting attacked. You're right. 100% you're right. But what we're not going to do is sit here and pretend that you did not promote these groups and or encourage this to happen. You yourself were a huge part of promoting these groups. Oh, they're wonderful. All of their information is factual. Everybody's been telling you all along, you better watch yourself, and here you are. But yet it's convenient that you try to distance yourself from those groups when they have already tried to rectify their end. Well, one of them has, and tried to shut things down. You're a little late to that party, but please tell it right. Good morning.
So that's that one. Let me find another one. Actually, hold on. Let me ask you guys something. Do you guys want me to find another one, or do you want to pause, take a break, and come back? What do you guys want to do? Have you had enough? We're almost at 2 hours. We can pick this up later if you want. I know it's a lot to process at once. And I think this is very important that people know, like, these are the facts. Because I can go on and play another video and let you guys see the history again. Okay, another one. Yes, Nunya. Yeah, well, depending on how it is. Is it a YouTube video? Send it to me, will you? If it's a YouTube video and loaded already, I can. If it's not and I have to, yes, Nunya, I can. But if it's one that I have to be here to pause and stuff, I'll have to play another one first because I have to run for a minute. I just have to run down the street. I have to go pick up my child, but I can play one. I can let one play while I'm gone because she's literally on the corner. Play more. Okay, we're going to do that. Nunya, I'll play yours when I get back. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Let me go find another one. Hold on. Again, these are all mine. So anything that you are wanting to look at again or take, feel free. I think I'm going to go here, but I'm going to skip through some of this. Let me see which one this is.
That she absolutely.
Sorry, bear with me. I don't know what is what over here.
The video, but people did know.
And I get to see him. He's alive, and that's what matters to me. He's still here. Every day is a gift. Every day that he is here is such a gift. You know what? It could have been worse. It could have been way worse, but it's not. And I refuse to lose my husband. So what we're not going to do is get scared and cower, and we're going to believe wholeheartedly, Soy Mafia, that he's going to be okay, more than okay. He's going to heal, and he's going to make it out of it, and the doctors are going to continue to give him the most optimal care because that's what he deserves. Whew. Okay. I love you guys.
Well, hold on. That debunks their whole theory that she never cried once. She wasn't upset once. She never, cared. She was potentially going to pull the plug, all this other stuff. That completely smacks that whole narrative out the water because that was never truthful to begin with. If you actually listen to her words, she was continuing to remain positive because she was trying to put positive energy into the world that her husband was going to make a recovery. You cannot fault her for that at all. I don't care what your feelings on her are. She is a human being who loved her husband, and she was trying to put out positive energy and continue to be focused on the positive to bring positive energy and healing to the man. But they tried to make you believe, I got it. Nunya, I just made a note in our group chat, actually, because I have to run, but I will get to that one. But this is where it's at. I'll play it as soon as I get back, Nunya.
You are absolutely entitled to your opinion about her behaviors that you have seen in her videos. However, you need the facts to be able to form an accurate opinion. This was a clip from one of her last videos that she posted on social media after this storm erupted on social media with the family and Dre. We know that this case was brought to social media at the beginning of June. We quickly learned that Letitia Bias, the biomother of Marvonne McRae, had been denied visitation to see Marvonne. You'll see in the post scrolling across that
these posts are dated, so I don't know if I really specifically point those out throughout this. I got to leave in a minute, but I'll walk you guys through until that point. But you notice that this was all building up. Okay. So at one point in time, she's blocked all of us, blah, blah, blah. There's so many different stories throughout this. So just kind of pay attention to the dates and how the stories change.
on June 13th, Letitia went to social media and posted that Dre had blocked her in the family. Marvonne was adopted as a child and raised by his great-grandmother. You will see a lot more in the upcoming clip. We are going to go back to July 8th, the first live where Letitia speaks with the creators Molly Golightly and Justin of Justice for All.
Hi, Letitia. This is Molly Golightly. Marissa.
All right, y'all. I'll be with you guys on my phone for a minute, but this is just going to play through. I will be back in just a few. You guys are just going to watch the old Contessa voice. Again, I apologize. This is when I used a voice changer. So I'm not ending the live. No, I'm just going to let it play. This one's got a lot of good information. No, and everything's fine. You guys are all good.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Well, I want you to know first and foremost that we are praying for you. Me and Justin are live right now, and we're trying to gather some money for you to go back out there.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. Excuse my voice. I just, just trying.
Nanya, we've got to do the whole thing where I can give you access so you can come up and pause it.
Trying a couple of weeks, so I'm kind of, in and out of crying, and every time I see a new update, like I just got a text message a few minutes ago that they done moved him again. I don't know what to do.
You heard Letitia state that Marvonne had been moved again. She had received that in a text message. We don't know who she was getting that information from because all medical information has been completely shut off to family and outside sources. So how she was getting those updates, we don't know if it was speculation on social media or exactly how she got that information. We have not been able to confirm that he was ever moved after the specialty hospital. He was moved from the VA to a specialty hospital, and as far as we know, he might be in a secure location now, but that was not back on July 8th.
What?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. Oh my God, they keep moving my baby. Every time I try to get close, she do something else. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to get money for the lawyer. I'm trying to do it the legal way.
A GoFundMe account was created on June 26th by a family member of Miss Letitia Bias's, where she is the beneficiary of the monies donated to GoFundMe. Letitia has stated that that money was for legal fees and travel expenses to see Marvonne in Arizona. Yet she has seen Marvonne in Arizona, and the GoFundMe is still active and collecting donations to this day.
Been up there for 3.5 days, going back and forth to the hospital. These people turning me around. I just want to see them. That's it. I'm not asking for no.
We got to put the brakes on again. Sorry, but did you hear what she just said? This was July 8th, remember. She said she's been up there for a few days and keeps getting turned around. Here's a post from her cousin also stating that she was there. This was posted on July 6th. So why has she already been to Arizona yet was not able to see him until this last time? I'm confused.
Information. I'm not asking for anything personal. But I mean, I got a text message yesterday stating that I can.
On July 8th, an admin from the Justice for Vaughn group posted the text messages between Dre and Letitia Bias. There is not a date on the text messages, but they were posted on the 8th, so I'm assuming they were from the 6th or the 7th because they do say yesterday.
Responded back. The next thing you know, you tell me I gotta go public with all of this stuff when you did this to me. I didn't do this to you.
She better let her in today. She better let her in, or I'm coming out there.
I've actually called her and I left her. She sent me the voicemail, but I did leave her a message and I said, not for nothing. I said, but we're trying to help you. This has gone a little too far. And I think that if you really kind of want this to stop, because this is going to get bigger, you need to let his parents and his stepmother see him.
Although Dre was the first to post about Marvonne's condition on social media, Letitia Bias herself had joined Exposing Dre McCrae on June 24th, the date that the group started. So yes, there was conflict between the two of them, and they were both posting on social media at the time.
And I have to say, Letitia, I this is not looking good. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is not looking good. And Dre is looking very, very bad right now.
And it's been like that since the beginning, because only thing that I said to my son when I first met her, she wouldn't even come in the house. She finally came in the house and we were introduced, and I talked to her for a minute, and then I took my son outside, and I had a mother-son talk with him. And the only thing I said, was I was a little concerned, about her background as far as like being married before, already having 2 children, and
As you can see, Letitia has expressed this concern publicly, that she did have that concern at the start of the relationship. She has since talked about it a few different times. Let's continue.
He was young. He was only 21. He just graduated Marine Corps. He was excited. I'm like, okay. And he was like, Mama, this one I'm going to be with. So, I said, okay. And I left it like that.
It's been stated that Marvonne talked to his dad almost weekly, and it's been stated that him and his mom were rekindling their relationship. Listen ahead.
But those few words that I spoke to my son drew a wedge, and it's been like that for years now. I never met my grandson. When they came to Savannah that time, anybody that know me know I'm a workaholic. So I was at work. Before I could get out to make it there, they were gone. So I hadn't even met my grandson, hold them, touch them, anything. So not only is now I'm dealing with my son, I'm worried about seeing videos of him. It's a lot. It really is a lot.
Yeah.
But the only thing I want to do is just see him. If they can let me in there for 10 minutes just to be able to hold my son's hand and kiss him, that's all I want to do. That's it. And to tell my baby that I love him. That's it. And I will be able to find peace inside myself knowing, but I can't give up on the part of that.
At this time, again, Letitia Baez and Marvonne Sr. have both been to Arizona and seen Marvonne. You can understand she absolutely wanted to see her son, and again, I think she absolutely should have been able to, and thankfully she has.
Not really knowing what happened to him, because if you knew my son, the way we knew my son, it's just not his character to go outside and do something like that. I would prefer they said, I don't even know if I can say this on camera, that he did it another way.
Right.
But oh my God, it just hurt. It really do hurt. And I've tried. She says she have always had open communication with me. That is not true. We call, and I wish that there was a way to pull T-Mobile's phone records with my son's phone number, and you would see the amount of texts and calls that me and my family and my kids, his siblings, my husband, his father wife, that we all have tried to reach out to because we call him Doughboy, and to reach out to him, and it was always a non-response. So to get that last 2-hour conversation with my baby, it was, oh my God, it was like heaven on earth. It was heaven on earth. And then he tried to bring up certain things. And you know what I told my son on that phone? And I may be talking a little too much, but I just want to tell you this. The only thing that I said to him is that nothing in the past matters. What matters most is us staying in contact from this point on, me meeting my grandchildren. I did not say grandson. I say grandchildren. Even putting the differences aside with Drea so that I could be close to my son. Those were the words, that's what we talked about. And then we started talking about, he's talked about his lifestyle change on how he was eating. I told him that now that I do a lot of organic stuff. It was just a difference A good conversation. Couple of days later, I get a text message, Mom, I'm thinking about you. Send me a boatload of pictures of them. Oh my goodness, phone flooded with pictures. I was so happy.
Again, I'm not judging Letitia in her situation, why Marvonne was put up for adoption. However, I am stating that there was things that were obvious from the start. Letitia herself did not have very many photos to post online. People started cropping pictures of Marvonne, putting them in pictures. She gathered pictures from social media sites. So it wasn't quite as it seems. And you heard her say that he sent her all of these photos.
I'm back. Anyways, you guys have just heard a lot of this. I mean, she doesn't have pictures of them. She goes into that later on. We've seen streams of her talking about how she wishes she could get, the tech or the records, but then she tells about how he never would return their calls, but yet he sent all these pictures. Like, the story just doesn't make sense. She was actually photoshopped into the photos of Marvonne. They photoshopped her into those photos that they posted.
That she doesn't have them to post, that just caught me off. And yes, we all have family drama. However, this has been portrayed way differently than what is reality.
Then I called and text, no response again. I was like, so, I told my daughter, I was like, oh my God, he's going cold again. And she was like, no, Mama, something wrong. Next thing you know, Saturday morning, I wake up, my cousin called me and said, do you know that the boy in the hospital? And I was like, well, he must, I know that he was starting. No, she said, do you know he's sick? And I said, no. I know last time I talked to him, he was doing fine. So she sent me a video record because I've always been blocked on her social media site. So that's another reason why I couldn't really keep up with them. And it was.
Remember, that clip is from July 8th. Here you see a post on.
I'm muted.
I couldn't stay in the comments anymore. I was like, that's it. Like, I actually heard something here that, like, she doesn't even point out, but I haven't heard it before. So notice she says, so they talk on the phone, right? And she's talking about how good it felt. And he wanted to bring up the stuff from the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to just move forward. If anybody has ever had any type of issues that aren't settled right within your own heart, sometimes you need to be able to talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that part. Then she says, come about a week later, a couple days later, he was texting her and sending her all these pictures, right? Notice again that after linking back up with him, she's not reaching out to him. He's still chasing after her.
That's a fact.
So I don't, again, like they just frustrate the shit out of me.
This one right here, I mean, June 13th, like, it just started off so bad. Started off so negative. You want me to continue on with the video, or you got more to say yet?
Yeah, so somebody was asking, why did her family have to tell her? Now, I do know that she, not all of them, but she has been blocked on their business page for a long time, for years, since Vaughn cut her off. So, I mean, that was, before the page even started, I guess, whatever. She was not, he did not choose to have her in his life. That is the reality. And there are so many videos out there that are a year old, 2 years old, 6 months old, 1 month old. Like, you can go and look at those videos at this point in time, from the date of this video, where he tells the story of why he chose to cut her off for his own absolute, I don't know, peace. And people can say, like, if you've never had to cut off a toxic family member, well, good for you. I'm glad that you don't have to deal with that type of dysfunction. But there are dysfunctional families out there where that does end up having to happen. And when you cut them off, people, in the beginning around this time, people were like, well, yeah, but death is when you call them again. Not necessarily. There are a lot of people out here that even death doesn't give you a pass for your behaviors. Death doesn't give you the okay to come around and do everything. And again, point out the fact that she continued to say, I just want to see him. I just want to see him. On the date of this actual video that you're playing right now, she had already received a text message saying, well, there's like 3 different parts of the text messages. So the text message says, hey, look, I will work with you. I'll let you come and see him. The people you're working with are putting my family's safety in harm's way. Please, like, back away from them and I'll let you come and see them. Her response was to turn around and give those text messages to not only the Facebook group, but to Molly, and allow them, and maybe even Katie. I don't remember if Katie did that. She may have, who knows? But then turn it into, she's blackmailing you for your son. No, she's trying to protect her children because people are literally driving by her house, coming up on her property, trying to get into her house, which was proven again by the police report that extra police officers had to go there. And Dre said to the mother, please stop this. I'll let you come and see him. She didn't want to go and see them. She did not want to go and see him. What she wanted is, she wanted to know the details of that day, which she already knew by this time as well, because she had access and had received the police report. She wanted access to his medical files, to his diagnosis, and she wanted to be able to speak with the doctors about what was going on with him medically, and she had no rights to that. And that was, I'd say, so that was 4th of July weekend that those text messages happened. On top of that, it later on came out that she didn't even write the text messages. She sent messages to these Facebook group admins, right? Admins who were ex-paparazzi people. They all had their own motivations for why they hated Dre at that point in time, right? She sent them messages and said, I don't know how to respond to this text message. The admins wrote her response and she sent that to Dre. The admins. Now, how many people out there would actually, if you're a mother, even if you're not a mother, let's just go there, right? Any of you who can imagine what it would be like to be a parent, right? Trying so desperately to see your kid. So now you're trying so desperately to see your kid. How many of you would let somebody else who has a hateful past towards this person you're trying to work with send a message? So if you would do that, put a 2 in the chat. If you're like, hell no, I'm going to speak from my own heart and try and work it out on my own, put a 1 in the chat. Maybe I'm the crazy one. That's possible. I don't know. I'll wait. Hey, Sammy. How's it going? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of 1s. Yeah. That's a lot of 1s. So when people, like, there's so many people who continue to say, oh my God, you guys are just bashing this mom. She just wants to see her kid. No, she had so many opportunities that were presented, and people don't know the facts. So they just think they hear this crying, right? They hear this performance of, oh, and their hearts break for this mother who just wants to see her kid by this evil lady over here who won't let her go and see him. But that's not true. That evil lady came and said, please tell these people to stop coming towards. They went to her house. They went to her mom's house. They reached out to her sister online. They did all these things. And she said, please just tell them to stop. And I'll let you, you can come and see him. This was prior to her even, it was the weekend before she linked up with Molly. What did they do? They ramped it up from there. They kept going and kept going and kept going. And I don't know why anybody was surprised at that point, that anybody would be surprised at the fact that she was like, absolutely not. Like, shut it down. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. You're blocked. None of you can get access to me, him, my family, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mountain Mama.
There's been so much that has happened. So much that has happened. Do you want me to finish this any further, or do you want me to go into the one you wanted me
Oh
to
no,
play?
you can go ahead.
Okay. I'll play just a little bit more of this one. I'll remember what's all here.
On the 13th, that Dre blocked them. There's just a lot of inconsistencies in the story throughout and have been all along. Let's continue. Make sure you're listening.
Was a video of my son being in a coma. And I'm like, what? So I looked, and it was like 8 hours from the video being posted. So I got her number. I reached out to her. The next day, I get a text, stating, I text her the next day. I called her, then I text her the next day. Then finally, she, said she'll call me when she leaves the hospital. And a conversation happened between us. I thought it was good. I got another text 4 a.m. stating that she thought it was in the best interest that I didn't call. And it's been downward spiral ever since. But
there's a reason for the downward spiral. Letitia grouped up with the admins of Exposing Dre McCray and Justice for Vaughn. Those groups on Facebook had a mission from the get-go. It wasn't Justice for Marvonne, it was revenge on Dre, because Dre would not answer their questions. They got Letitia involved, and here we are.
This has been a mess. It has been a mess.
Wow.
All because I want to be there. I have not did anything to her. Nothing. Not to be able, to say no, that I can't see him, not knowing if it's my last time or not.
And let me mention too that it's really odd to me that these same admins were the ones calling CPS on her grandkids, not the family. The admins of the group were the ones making the calls.
They were so concerned about their family member, but yet internet strangers over the internet were the ones that were contacting CPS and all of the other authorities continually about this.
Yep. And they added the CPS worker to their Facebook group where all of the heavily edited videos could be found.
Yep. And it was 100% confirmed that it was a CPS worker from that office too. That has been confirmed and factual. That isn't just a random thing.
On behalf of Marvonne's family. Does that not sound fishy or odd to anybody else? You heard Marvonne Sr. mention 2 nights ago about APS. We're almost 12 weeks in. It's almost the 3-month mark.
I even said to her, I said, Trey, not for nothing. Dude, allow them 3 hours. Just go get your nails done. Go put your makeup. You don't have to be there. Leave that window open for them. And she heard me. I know she's listening. And I think,
well, you see what's the response? I can see him.
All of a sudden,
everything that it says.
All of a sudden, you can see him, but she's being harassed. We're not harassing her.
Does anybody else remember Molly Golightly suggesting to her followers to possibly drive by Dre's house or take videos? Anybody else? No, I didn't think so either. It's been deleted from the internet, so it must not have happened. Anybody else remember admins from another page outside Dre's mom's house and making a post of that? Anybody else? But that's not harassing her, correct?
We're just simply letting her know that what she's doing is really, really, really wrong. And this is making her look bad. And the more that she combats his family, the more angry Vaughn's supporters, because they're not Vaughn's supporters. They're not Dre's supporters anymore. They are Vaughn's supporters.
The hypocrisy in this story has been absolutely overwhelming. I've never seen anything like it. And every time I think, oh, it's going to slow down.
Look at this one. This is from June 27th. Well, I see why she's so happy on videos today. I called to report about the spit video, and she had my baby moved to another hospital. And the only thing they could tell me is it's a long-term hospital. Every time I get one step ahead, she's pull a move. Lord, please help me. What happened at this point in time was Wynette and Marvonne Sr. actually texted Letitia. Again, these text messages are already on Facebook, but Wynette texted Letitia and let them know that he was being moved from the VA to another facility. He was moved from the VA facility to a long-term specialty care facility under the discretion of not just Dre. Again, they've led you to believe that Dre was in complete control. Any type of move for somebody in Marvonne's condition is extensive, and it has to have multiple people that sign off, doctors, all of the other people. It's not like they've made it seem that she was moving him so they could not access him. That wasn't the case. Anything you want to add, Nanya?
Are you
We've
no.
got a friend with us.
No, I was looking at hey, Kiki in the house. Hey, Kiki kitty. Listen, Kiki, I don't appreciate what they tried to do. Somebody tried to offer you up in a lawsuit today.
Yep, taking
Kiki. #save Kiki. You are our internet mascot, Kiki. Don't let him treat you like that.
Kiki says, oh, no, he's not going to do it now. He's too relaxed. Normally he lifts his butt in the air. But Kiki's hooves are on the ground too.
Right.
Ugh, what a mess.
Boston says somebody had to go cause a distraction.
Yeah. You know who hates this content the worst? The worst? Isn't it sad? Like looking back at this, I know somebody was saying this is so heavy to hear all of this, like going back, because there's been a few of you that have been along this ride the entire time with us. There's been, you know, a handful of you that have been here from moment one, and re-watching all of this stuff is so hard. I agree. Ready to go on?
Yep.
There's no way it could continue. It gets worse every time.
Like they are turning her back. They're turning her back on her. They are. They're recording everything that she does. And, you know, this is looking very bad. And we're sending you everything.
I don't know if you've been seeing anything that I've posted, but can you please tell me, out of all of those posts that I posted, what did I say bad about her?
No.
The only thing I said was I want to see my son. That's it.
And
I didn't say anything bad about her. I didn't say anything bad about my grand.
I'll say it again. Letitia might not have been the one to bring this to social media initially, because Dre did post about Marvonne being in a coma. However, her behavior has definitely played a role in how this case and story has played out.
I just wanted to see, I just said I wanted to see him. So yes, I got a little upset when you wouldn't tell me what was wrong with my son. And then I get this email with this information in it. And you knew all along.
And that's a crock of shit too, because she got the information on the 24th of June and never released it. And then she's using it as an emotional manipulation trick that she just found this out randomly around the 6th of July. And that's when they outed it. No, Katie got the information, was going to put it out publicly. Letitia found out, jumped the gun, released it to the admins themselves. And here we are. That is how that unfolded. That's factual. That's what it was. Yeah, exactly. But that's a whole lie. That was all a lie. Every bit of this has just been, oh no, really, Boston? Oh, great.
Are you alone right now?
Yeah, I'm sitting in my car.
You're in your car?
Yeah, because I pulled up in front of, sometimes I get to the point where I sit in front of the house and just pray. You know, because I don't want to take the energy that I have inside the house, so I leave it in the car.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
I try to leave it in the car and just keep a clear head when I go in my house. And, you know, I pray in my car. I do a lot of stuff in my car, but I sit in here and I just think about what can I do, you know, next. It's hard when you way in another state. I'm not rich.
I need to mention that Letitia was the one to post the police report on July 6th in the Exposing Dre McCrae group. She had received this report previous to July 6th, but kept it from the public. It was actually mentioned in a
Was that justice? Thank you first and foremost. You don't need to do that ever. We try to read the questions and get to them, but thank you again. Something I've always wondered, was the exposed Facebook started prior to the incident to take her down from the jewelry company? No, it was actually started on the 24th of June, late night the 23rd into the 24th. That was the Exposing Dre McCrae group, and then Justice for Vaughn was started on the 26th. So they initially started the Exposing Dre McCrae groups, and then they started the Justice for Vaughn group around the 26th of June.
And the only reason why they switched them is originally they were putting a bunch of private stuff into the Exposing, and people were sending clips and information and all this other stuff in there. And they needed to have a public group that was just well wishes and all that kind of stuff. So they broke it off into one public, one private at that point in time.
That is correct. Yep. For sure. Okay, I'll continue.
Post on July 30th, and we can see on the report it was issued the 24th. We do know that at the time when the report was released to the family, another creator had gotten the report and reached out to the family. Therefore, the family posted it first, basically putting it on social media first. Yet one of the big complaints by the family has been Dre posting what they consider private and confidential information of Marvonne.
Safari. So what I would say is correct out of that. Safari's question, nonsense. So am I correct in saying that she also lost her income from the jewelry because of them? So I don't think it completely shut it down, but it did take a significant, like a 90% hit. I would say she ended up shutting her business page down. And I think going to like a really tiny private, I don't know if she's even still selling. I have no idea on that as far as factual at this point in time. But I would say if they didn't completely destroy her income, it definitely impacted it, and probably I would say at least took like a 90% hit. That's just my assumption though. I can't base that on, I just know from, her group had to be closed down. Nanya, do you want to add to that at all? I don't know if I'm right on or not, if there's anything additional that you need to say.
So all of her pages went on lockdown after the Addressing Rumors live from, and you can see that because there's nothing anywhere allowed anywhere on them. And some were privated. But that group is the one who provided all of the clips that Molly, Justin, LB, all of those people that they play. Katie's one of them too. And a lot of the other YouTubers, the clips that they were playing, even I'm going to include even you nonsense, the clips that they were all playing were created by the people in that group.
That's exactly what happened. And that's how, like, I posted, and that's on Facebook, you guys. I do not delete anything. So you can go back and look at everything I've posted throughout this. You can go on the emotional journey of me correcting myself when I was wrong and apologizing. Like, you can go find all of that stuff. Every single post, you can see the direction. Like, I initially thought Dre was a villain. Like, I felt the same way because the emotional pull was so fucking strong, and it triggered like a really deep emotional pull on so many people. But
so
yes,
that's that was the clip that I had sent you. So I know recently a lot of people are saying like, well, she was posting this stuff back then. She was saying the same exact things. So the clip that I actually sent was you addressing it. You've addressed it so many times, but God forbid. But there's an actual clip from the September 21st live. So it's not like it's just being addressed now. But the September 21st live, it's still up. If you need the timestamp for the idiots in the back, it's 2 hours and 34 minutes. You can go. Somebody asked her, why did she not delete that content? If she knew that content was wrong, why did she not delete it? And she says, I don't want to delete it and make it look like I never thought that. I did think that, but my thoughts are now on path and I realized I was wrong. I'm not going to delete that because I was wrong.
Yep.
So a lot of people got it wrong. Not me, but a lot of other people got it wrong.
No, everybody has had such a different piece of it that they connect to in some way, shape, or form too, that I think it was human nature for a lot of us to overlook
Yeah.
things that weren't making sense because it was just this horrible story. Like, how could this happen? Like, what was happening here? And that's why I never deleted anything, because I was like, this is what it is. And this is how it's unraveled. This is truthful. Like, how they had everybody duped. It was intense.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ice Queen, the best answer to that is no. That's not public right now. So no, she's taking care of her family as she should. And really what people don't realize, people are like, I wish we had an update. I wish we had an update. Gosh, she's so terrible for not giving an update. Well, what people fail to realize is up until July 6th, 5th, 6th, something like that, every single day there was an update up to that point. Everybody knew exactly what each day was looking like for him at that point in time. But when other people came along and they started chasing her, at her house and at her mom's house and all that kind of stuff, it had to be shut down because truly at that point it was time to protect her kids and protect her family. So while people want to blame her for not having any updates, I don't blame her for not having an update. I blame those who chased her. Any person who chased her, they're at fault. I don't care who they are, they're at fault.
She owes us nothing. That's the fact of it, too. This is not a true crime case. This is a story, a man's tragedy, a Marine veteran's tragedy, and what they've done to this family by family members and YouTubers alike. People on Facebook, there's not just one person to blame for this. And that's why it's really interesting when you hear Molly take credit for all this. Like, this is all, her, because she interjected herself into the story and made the story about her. You hear Letitia say, this isn't about me. Well, they moved it from Justice for Vaughn to Justice for Letitia was part of it. They said that Letitia was being attacked. Letitia wasn't being transparent with anybody. That's why Letitia was being questioned. Then it turned into the Molly show, and it's been the Molly show ever since. This was never about Justice for Vaughn. This was about exploiting Vaughn's tragedy at the worst possible time and revenge against Dre. That's all this has ever been. And I hate to say it, but that's the truth of this. I don't give a shit how you feel about the people involved. This is the facts.
And you can go back to video anywhere that I've been on a panel. I've said since the very beginning, since my very first panel, people didn't understand why. Well, we should be focused on Vaughn. This was never about Vaughn. It was under the guise that it was, but it was never about it. The Facebook admins were there to expose Dre McCray. Molly was there to help Letitia and in exchange attack Dre. And to get Dre on her panel, to get Dre's followers on her. She said it over and over and over again.
Look at this shit. Tell me that it's not helping, y'all. Tell me it's not helping. She's live right this second, and she's got 376 people in her chat, and she's got it on members only.
Well,
go team, go.
Yeah, that's just my point. Is it was never about him. That's the reason why people kept saying, "Let's stop talking about the money. Let's talk about him." It was never about him.
It was never about him to begin with. It was
disguised as that it was about him, but it was never actually about him.
Yeah, and that's what many of us had to reconcile with. This was never what is justice for Vaughn? You ask them that plain as day, time and time again. They've been asked, what does justice look like? What is justice? In fact, in the comment section, answer this for me. What is justice for Vaughn? Let me phrase it this way. What was justice for Vaughn, in your opinion, back in the beginning of this? What did you think that they were seeking justice for? And then we'll ask it the other way. What do you feel it is now? I'm really curious to know, because that's something that we have had a hard time with all along, that was so inappropriate, that this was justice of any sort. The man tried taking his life. What justice? The only justice that's deserved now is the man deserves dignity. His wife has been wrongfully accused of horrible things all over the internet. If anybody deserves justice, I don't know how this turned into this. I just don't. Yes, T. Kelly, thank you. T. Kelly says, number one thing, no one except maybe his wife knows what he himself would say or want. Would he want any of that? Doubtful. Exactly. Can you imagine? That's one thing I always thought to myself after like watching videos of him being present. He always advocated very well for himself. He always had a voice. You know, Dre never tried to silence that voice. He spoke very clearly himself in the videos. And hearing him and what a compassionate, caring, this would be horrifying for him. Horrifying, in my opinion. The whole thing, like this being done over him.
We went through a time far back, and where somebody from the internet was attempting to say that they were just coming to the city where they lived, and he absolutely said, "Come to my house. You won't be leaving my house, but come to my house." Like there's no question at all. Like again, and just in general, right? Just in general, think about men in general. How many of you have husbands, spouses, significant others that would be like, "Oh wow, okay, yeah, this family member is my family member is coming and just bashing the hell out of my wife and putting my children in danger and my pets even in danger." While I am not able to speak up or protect them, and be like, yeah, it's totally fine. Just common sense says that's not how it would go down.
Laura, absolutely. And that's the hardest thing. Like that has been the hardest thing to even step into this position on this side of it. And that is something that I don't take lightly at all. Like I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to be the voice of marvonne or Dre. No way, shape, or form whatsoever is that my mission, nor will it ever be that I will speak on their behalf or what they want, what they don't want, any of that. That is never going to be the case over here. And it never has been. I didn't step into this arena to do anything but tell the facts because I found it to be completely unfair what was happening and people deserve the truth. They were led to believe complete misinformation. And granted, I understand she's choosing to remain silent and that's her right. You know, she doesn't owe anybody anything. But as somebody that does have a voice that can say something, like unfortunately, Dre's not the first one that they've done this to and won't be the last if we continue to be silent about it. So it's really hard to respect, you know, that she wants to be silent about it and not tell this story at all for respect for him. But then at the same, like, it's a really hard position to be in, but I will continue to tell the facts.
Yeah. Cash, I agree. So it says, unaliving leaves more questions than murder does. A strange unanswered swirled for those left behind. And I think when somebody does that and you can't, when there's so many unopened questions, unended issues, there's no closure there. I think it's so hard for people to wrap their minds around. I mean, and you know, I'll be honest and say, like, I loved to watch Twitch and his wife and their family. I followed them all on TikTok. I love their videos that they do. Like, just loved. When I seen the reports that he had unalived himself, I was like, what the hell? Like, it took my breath away. And that's not like, I'm not no like celebrity kind of person, but the kindness and joy that he put the energy into giving to every other person on a daily basis or every couple days basis when he would post a video, right? That kindness and joy that he put out into the world, it was hiding something so exhausting within himself. And to know that, like, there's a lot of people out there who are going through that. Again, I don't in any way, I'm never, ever going to fault his wife or fault his children or fault his job or fault his this or fault his that. No, like, that was his struggle. He was struggling, you know what I mean? And so like that situation was very, very hard for me recently. That's probably the most recent. But when you look at situation, even Robin Williams, you know, again, a man who made that hello, made thousands, millions of people laugh and have a good time. And that's where he ended. Like, I just it breaks my heart that people are truly, truly suffering inside, and there are cowardice, ignorant, uneducated people who say that mental health is not an issue, that unaliving yourself is the cause because somebody else did something to you. No, no, that's beyond ignorant. Beyond ignorant. Anyways, sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're okay. I just get emotional on this topic.
Trigger warning, sorry.
So something I will willingly share. I don't even know if I've shared it with you guys personally or not, but when I was 19, I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, my only biologic daughter, and my mom tried to commit suicide when I was pregnant. I was living in Utah at the time. She was in Montana, and I got the call that she was in the hospital because she attempted to take her own life. I, up until that point, didn't really know about mental health. I was extremely angry. Rough childhood, stuff like that I'd never dealt with. Then she took her life, and I thought she was so happy. I had no idea. Like, she was, and we rushed home, and it was all hell broke loose, and my grandparents were there, but we were all so blown away because on the outside looking back, she was fine. We all thought she was fine. She had a great relationship, or what we thought. A granddaughter on the way, a new grandson. Like, she had it all on the surface level, and she's alive still today. Thankfully it was an attempt that was not successful, but she's refused to get mental health therapy herself my entire life, still to this day, because she doesn't feel she's deserving of being okay.
And I think that's the saddest part to me is there's so many people out here,
Yeah.
even the people in our comments, we understand if you need to step away for a minute or if this subject is too tough for you, but there's so many people that are dealing with it, have dealt with it, have lost somebody, who have gone through being blamed for things, who have tried to fight to actually get help for a loved one, and it was not successful in some way or another, right? There's so many different people that advocacy could really, really help. Education on mental health, like that could really, really help. So to choose to take, and again, it's not like it's the first time. My understanding is this is the third time, but like it's you never know what's going on in somebody's head. And I think it is easier for people to like wrap their head around a choice when they can blame somebody else. And that's not how mental health works. And I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. I pray that those who are ignorant, like, the other day, I was in, and I was telling you about it yesterday. I was in LB's chat, and I was trying to get her to understand that, they were talking about a friend who had unalived himself, and how it was the exes who had cheated and left with the kid. It was her fault. And I just think that is so sad to me. And I truly wish that people would educate themselves, because at the end of the day, like, what if it was their kid? If one of their kids, I don't know how many kids she has, but I know that she has kids. So what if it was one of her kids? If one of her kids, the girlfriend breaks up with the son, let's just say tomorrow, and he chooses to do that, like, what happens when it hits so close to home? You know what I mean? Like, and to anybody who struggles with mental illness that is here, I really want you to know, and I genuinely mean it. Like, I am so glad that you made the choice to be here.
Yes.
That you made the choice to be alive today.
One more day.
One more day. And sometimes it may be, I don't know why I'm on a soapbox right now, but some days may feel like all you can make it through is 1 minute. Take it second by second, take it minute by minute. If you're feeling a little better today and you could take it by hour, then good for you. Do what you need to do. If you need help, get help. Call 988. There are resources. It's hard and you have to fight to be alive. And when you don't have that type of energy at that point in time, I get it. It is not my struggle, but know that, please know that, like, we walk through that with you. There are so many other people who are absolutely out here in the same struggle bus as you. The bus will swing by and pick you up to be on the struggle with the rest of us.
You're important, you matter, you have value.
Yep. Winky has a saying. I don't know if she's in here. Winky has an amazing saying that she says in every chat at least one time. And I think it is amazing. Like, she says, if nobody else told you today, you are important, you matter, and I love you. And I think that it is important to hear those things. Sometimes people they feel alone, they feel unloved, they feel like their circumstances are just too much.
Yeah.
They feel like they've let people down, they feel like they've disappointed people. A lot of people have a mental health issue and they don't seek help. Some people, and I'm not saying, I am not the type of person. Now I'll be transparent for a second. Up until, I don't know, I'm going to say maybe 5 years ago, I thought that suicide was the most selfish thing a person could do at that point in time. I thought that mental health was something that you don't get up in the morning and feel bad. Like, you just get up in the morning, you feel bad, you just get to feeling better. You just pull up your bootstraps and keep it moving, right? And that is what I used to think. And I believe in a higher power. So, God brought me 3 people into my life during that time, all of which suffered from very, very severe depression. God bless all of them. I love them to death. And I wanted to understand. I wanted to know what it felt like, because it wasn't my struggle. But knowing their struggles and seeing them go through some of the darkest, darkest, darkest times of their lives, I was like, wow, this is so much different. It's not an attitude. It is something that there are people out there that they just can't help it. And it is exhausting. And sometimes their brain says, people would be better off if you weren't here. And I promise you, if you have that thought right this second or today or anything else, I promise you that is a lie. The world is a better place because you are in it. I have no clue why. I'm going to be quiet, but I have no clue. But please get help. Yes, if you're struggling and are employed, check to see if you have access to EAP through your employer. They will usually provide you with free. Normally it's free, 6 sections. It's not perfect, but it's a start. Absolutely. Absolutely. Crippling, exhausting, debilitating. Yes. Yes. And I mean, again, and I don't mean to get all heavy on this, but I think it's important to know that, like, people, you matter in this world. You have a purpose in this world. And even if you're alone, even if your body aches so bad every day from physical ailments, you still serve a purpose.
Yeah.
And I cannot say enough that we are so happy that you are here. And for anybody who is still trying to wrap their minds around losing a person, to them ending their own mental exhaustion, I don't think you'll ever understand it. But I pray that every day that load gets just a little lighter on your shoulders. And the pain from missing those people gets just a little bit lighter. It may take years, it may take decades, or you may never ever be the same person. There's no normal to get back to when you go through those things. There is no normal. There is a new normal, but your normal is done with. It is over. And I'm sorry that it's over. I'm so sorry for the loss of your normal. but it doesn't mean that you can't rebuild what a new normal without that person looks like. There's a reason why you're here.
And to all of you that have lost somebody to suicide, have gone through this yourself, I am sending you all huge hugs.
Yeah.
Huge hugs. I know this is a very hard conversation. This has been a very, very emotional. Now, you guys see why, like, this has been what the Tessas and I have been dealing with. Like, this entire story has revolved around all of this. And I think all of us in some way, shape, or form have had to do reality checks and checks on our own mental health throughout this, because it does trigger so many people in so many different ways, because it's a real epidemic in our country that mental health, people who need help for mental health cannot access it. It is the truth. Plus, we have a generation, a lot of us have parents who they weren't raised where it was acceptable. It might be a cultural thing where it's not accepted, or my dad is pray it all away. That's my dad's position on everything. I love my father very much. We have a very weird relationship, but his stance on everything is pray it all away. Granted,
that's my mom too.
Yeah. And that's, they're going to lay hands on it, anoint you with oil, and that's going to fix it all. My mom is the denial. She is the refusal. So this is why I am the way I am, because at 19 years old, my world crashed, and I'm thankful that she's still here with me. So many of you don't have that. So don't feel sorry for me. Like, it just brought up so many things that I had never even myself had really dealt with. That's when I got into counseling, though, because I was fucking angry. How could this happen? My whole world, what I thought I knew, so many lies, and you just kind of go, what the hell? And I don't deal with mental health myself issues, thankfully, but I've done so much work, and therapy is something that is mandatory in my household, because unfortunately it's genetic. My oldest daughter has crippling anxiety. She'll talk to you about her suicidal ideation. She suffers from a condition that is known as the suicide disease. It's trigeminal neuralgia, which creates so much pain that it used to be, it's like 20% of the population takes their own lives within the first 2 years. This has been something we've been dealing with since she was 16.
Yeah.
And to have somebody, your child, come to you and say, I can't do it anymore. I can't bear it in any way, whether it's physical pain, emotional pain, whatever, and you not be able to take that away from him is horrifying. So imagine yourself in Dre's shoes. Everybody blaming her for something that nobody has control over. Nobody. And all of that was put on her shoulders. How unfair to continue to put that on people's shoulders. And I'm sorry for any of you that feel that any of this, but remember, please, this is just what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And we've got to start having these conversations about suicide. We've got to start having the conversation about how to access mental health. If you cannot get the meds, what are prescription programs that can help you? We've got to find ways to take care of our own, because nobody else is coming to do it.
Yeah. And two other little things I would say is, a lot of times when we're in these chats, the internet can be a surefire way to distract yourself and to find to find a place to find laughs, or to find whatever the case may be, right? That just distracts you, even if it's just for a minute, even if for just this little tiny spot you get to take this deep breath and forget about all the worries, right? That for me, like, that's what's very important to me. Sometimes you have to, nonsense goes over a lot of different things or whatever, but sometimes you just need those spaces. And I would love for every person to normalize, how are you? I'm not okay.
Yes.
And don't ask any questions.
You know how
because
much
it is okay to not be okay.
I've been seeing a tide shift over here, though, in the comment section. People aren't putting on a face of saying that they're okay.
Yeah.
People come in here and say, I'm having a shit day. This is going on in the comment section, going to uplift that person. Please don't ever feel like you have to paint a face of something you're not. None of us do it. We don't expect, that's just impossible to be okay every time. It's got to be a conversation that people are willing to have, but these are real conversations that people would rather skirt over because it's easier to deal with it if you ignore it, right? That's what people think. No, unfortunately, if you get out of this life without ever having to deal with this in a personal way, whether it's somebody you love, a friend, however it may be, you are one of very few that do. Most of us at some point in time in our lives, our childhood, something many of you are talking about your childhoods.
Yeah.
These things carry with you. And, yes, we have control over certain things like getting help, but not really when it comes to insurance, medication, access to therapy, access to resources. It's not available. And you guys, I, we like, there's so many people in this comment section. I cannot say enough about that. In the drop of a hat, if you needed help, resources to find access to certain things, these people are willing to help. Most of these people want to feel like they're making a difference.
Yeah.
Reach out. It's okay to not be okay. Safari is our lighthouse over here.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody, I lost the comment now when I went out of it. Somebody did say they have some type of medical condition, and their medical condition has them in so much pain that some days they do, they can understand wanting to end it. And we have a lot of people like that here. I know we have a person that has MS. I know we have a lot of people who are fighting cancer right now. There's so many different people going through a lot of painful things, a lot of different painful diagnosis who can relate to wanting that. So I'm very glad that you have found your way here so that you can absolutely be surrounded by others who understand it, because sometimes we just don't understand, right? Like if it's not something that we've actually been through, it's very hard to empathize with somebody. It feels different when somebody is empathizing with you and when somebody is sympathizing with you. Dear Krabby, we miss you so much. I just want you to know that we miss you absolutely so much.
Yes. And
Um,
there's actually people in the comment section that deal with trigeminal neuralgia, which is the condition my daughter has. There's a lot of them in the comment section that I've talked to personally or know. There's a lot of medical conditions that are that painful. Like I get it. It's a real fucking thing. It is a very real thing. And unfortunately, and this is, I'm not going to get off on this tangent, but I have to say it every time we get into this conversation. The medical providers that do not facilitate mental health as a part of a treatment plan for people with chronic illness, chronic pain, anything, are failing their patients. Because when you've lived a life that's been, what quote unquote normal, right? And then all of a sudden you get cancer, a chronic condition, whatever it may be, and your world changes. You either, you might not be able to work anymore. You might have to not drive anymore. You might be in a wheelchair, whatever the case may be. That is a grieving process when you lose that person previously, and trying to figure out, that's where a lot of people, like, that is a whole grief process of grieving the person you once were before, and that is very real. And some people can never quite, they feel like they have no purpose anymore. They lose all hope, and it is very real. And it's something that our medical profession needs to, like, mental health is just as important as medical health, in my opinion. It's all one and the same. Hey,
yeah.
Bad Apple.
Daphne, I seen your comment earlier about your new name. Me personally, I love when you come in the comments. I think you are absolutely hilarious. So I want to make sure that you know that anytime I've experienced being in the comments with you or being on panel when you're in the comments, you brighten my day. So I definitely don't think that you are a downer at all. Hi, Bad Apple.
You are never, yeah, she changed it to Daphne Downer. No, Daphne is like the best troll and the funniest troll in the world. I absolutely.
Yeah, who else is gonna be Charlie's dad, Daphne?
Okay, we got to end this on a better note because we just took everybody way south. And this is a heavy stream as is, like an extremely heavy stream. I'm really sorry. And I apologize for all of you that I mean, this is just a reality, though. This is a real conversation that needs to happen, and it needs to continue to happen. And yes, it's vulnerable. And yes, but it's reality. It's what needs to happen.
And Amethyst is posting, in case you are interested. Amethyst is posted, if you scroll back up. She is posting some different resources for assistance. and websites that you can go to find information and that kind of stuff. So absolutely, she's our go-to for resources. So she yeah, Daphne, I can feel that.
Yeah.
I get that. I get
It's a way
that.
you cope, I think, too. I think you cope because you want everybody's day to be brighter, but at the end of the day, you need to focus on making sure your day is bright before you try to brighten anybody else's.
Good for
But
you.
we all appreciate you at all times, but you are just as important as making everybody else happy.
Oh goodness, what did Pirate Girl PD say that has whatchamacallit in tears?
Uh-oh. Okay. You guys know I'm a ball baby over here, okay? Can we?
Apparently today is the day that today is the day to So Pirate Girl PD it says, Safari Dream, believe it or not, you have made a difference in my life through your words and character. So Safari being the lighthouse, reminding people that the lighthouse is always on. If you ever feel lost, if you ever feel like you don't know which way to go, yeah. And I think that it's not just, I think you don't understand the impact you can actually have online. Yeah, we're not with each other, but you have an impact. You have a choice every, like I say it all the time at the end of the lives normally. Kindness is free. You have a choice at the end of every day. And I'm not gonna say, like, I'm a bitch, so I'm not gonna say kindness comes easy for me. But um you have a choice every day to show kindness to other people, to say hello to people when they come in. And like I'm really try to be mindful. I can't always say hello to everybody. When I see somebody come in and say hello, and then I wait a couple of seconds to see if anybody else is going to welcome them in, if I don't see anybody say hello to them, I'll go and say hello to them, because I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel like they have found their place. Like our island is a safe place for them. That's so important.
That's something that's hard for me, and I struggle with it if I do not have enough time to respond to emails. And this is why I just avoid at times too, because if I feel that somebody's giving me their time and I do not have enough time to reciprocate that fully, like it's hard because there's so many people that come in and we miss or don't say hi to, and they're just as important as people I catch. That is something I struggle with majorly, of making sure that everybody knows that they're just as important. I see them whether I say their name or not. Like, you all are important and matter. Messages, comments, whatever the case may be, everybody's important. Even those people in the shitty booty bitches section, I will say that it at times like this, it feels like they absolutely do not serve a purpose in anything, because we are looking at their horrible behaviors. But unfortunately, those are people that are hurting and unable to identify that hurt and that pain in their lives. And they are lashing out at everybody around them because they are
Absolutely.
want everybody to feel what they're feeling. Hurt people, and that is very true. But
Mhm.
they still have purpose. They still have reason, and they at any point in time can make a choice to make themselves matter. This is a bunch of people that don't value themselves enough to say, I fucking matter and I'm going to get help. That is a bunch of those people in the shitty booty bitches section, and even they have value and worth. Maybe not on our island right now, but they still do in this world. And people are so quick to say, like, I hate you, or this and that and the other thing, or do all these horrible things, but it's usually a reflection of something that they're hiding within themselves that they do not want to tap into. And I will say that time and time again. So I might be rude to ask.
We'll stop the tears. Can I just share one more story real quick from the comments, because I think it's amazing?
Yes.
Hey Ash. Oh, my Lanta wanted to share a story. She said, I have to share my pride. Yesterday, my oldest daughter covered one of her heavily scarred forearms with a beautiful anatomical heart to symbolize that hers is still beating.
I freaking love that. I was reading that, and that was when I wanted to. Yes.
That's amazing.
Oh, my Lanta, I am so proud of you as the mom and your daughter both. I just want to tell you that if nobody's told you that, you have done an incredible job. I know that that has probably been one of the roughest roads to go down with her, because that is, your children are your pride and joy. So you need to be proud of yourself and her. Both of you deserve a gold star.
Absolutely. Do you want to play to Kelly's little
Exit?
music clip to make us laugh on our way out so everybody can wipe their tears and smile?
T. Kelly, I might need you to redo my Thug song for me.
I tried to redo it. It didn't work out well.
If you could do the Thug Life by Trick Daddy, that would be that would be wonderful. I'm sorry this got heavy, y'all, but I hope everybody, you all are important. Hey, Jersey, you guys are all important. You all matter. Like this is just a real conversation that needs to happen. I know that this was a lot of information too. This has just been a lot in this live. My life's been really heavy lately.
Sticky, yes, we love Burnt Toast. She's been amazing, and we really are connecting with her content for sure.
Hey, Ash, we're all about holidays over here. Leave us alone.
Ash said, "Damn it, I'm late." Well, just start over for me, thanks. No, Ash refuses to go live, so therefore nobody talked to Ash. She's in her own trunk. Amethyst wants everybody to know she is Amethyst Moon on Facebook and Messenger. If you need to talk or assistance finding resources, please feel free to reach out to her at any time. She is always willing. I will give the warnings that from the hours of 8 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock a.m., she will not be checking her messages. However, outside of that, those are outside of her sleeping hours. She's available.
She is. Nobody puts ass.
Nobody puts Ash in the trunk.
Is this some sort of love cult or something? No, this is just. We're a cult.
Who's a love cult? Who said that?
Cash said, "Is this some sort of love cult or something?"
Oh no. I mean, we do have a uniform, Cash, but we
haven't with what our cult actually is focused on because we're kind of all over the place. So they claim we're a cult, but we haven't even figured out how to. They keep saying that I would be the leader of the cult, and I do not want that position. So I'm trying to figure out how to relinquish those duties to somebody else because I've been in a cult, 2 of them.
Dear Krabby, we do have one, but it was just for this stuff, and I don't think we really have used it for anything at all since then. The hard part is most people have their real profiles, and I'd be very concerned because of it's real profiles there. So that for me, that'd be a no for me personally. I have an alt on Facebook, so I can absolutely use that, but that would be my worry.
You know, one thing I can do though, and the members only because most of these people are members. In fact, I need to figure out how to do my own memberships and give people some memberships too. I wish there was a way that you could go in and do I don't know how to work all that stuff. Anyways, but I could make a post every day in the members only side that you guys just a normal post. And then you guys could interact in the comment section too. Like if you guys want to talk to somebody or say just a post of a daily check-in, hey, if anybody needs help, you can go there or whatever. And other people will see oh, this person needs resources or something, something going on. Yeah. And I'm not saying cash monetary. That's not what's happening. Resources to find access to any mental health, therapist, whatever the case may be, or just small talk. We could do that. Something a little bit to start with. It's hard because it's on the internet. So everything you have to treat it as everything you say behind any closed door is going to come out. Right. And a lot of us are okay with being vulnerable and okay with owning who we are because it's our stories and it's just what it is. But there's a lot of people that have private lives, jobs, children, things of that nature that do not have the ability to be as vulnerable and transparent with everybody. And it's not because they don't want to. It's just because these people are fucking crazy and they do horrible shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Chaotic said, "Never fear. The Triggum team is here. Unless our face hurts, then you're screwed."
Yes, that is true. That is true. Okay, hold on. Let me pull. I was supposed to be pulling that up.
That's true, Safari. It's possible.
By the way, T. Kelly, I don't know why I didn't even. I'm blown away by this song. I am still blown away by the fact that this is you singing. You have.
It is.
Yes, I'm mortified too because you know what?
I didn't know that.
I've been singing in my videos, and you know how horrible I sing. So that's oh my God. And I used to sing with the voice changer. T. Kelly, how did you ever stay over here and deal with me? That's embarrassing.
Oh, thanks, Amethyst. Yeah, sub up to Amethyst, definitely. Amethyst gifted some memberships. Thank you, Amethyst.
Okay, Amethyst, will you send me the link in our group so I can do it too? Because I don't know how to do it.
Oh, Melanta, I'll share it. Okay, I'll be quiet.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. I have a Mac or whatever this freaking thing is, and I don't even know how to use the damn thing. Okay, you guys know I'm not techie. But I think I figured out how to just share my Facebook screen. And that could be dangerous because if that's the case, we can go find all sorts of shit.
Nobody message her.
Wait, why is that? Oh, wrong one. Whoops. Hold on. I gotta share the other one. Stop.
Agreed, Laura. I agree completely. Oh, Jersey, we're glad you made it here today.
Jersey.
Yeah. Don't forget to throw your coconuts. Throw your coconuts at the like button, please. Thank you.
Look at me go. I just figured out how to get Facebook up on this thing.
Oh, gosh. Oh, to Kelly, please make that one. Call me maybe for Blowhard.
Yes,
please. Okay. I'll be quiet so you can play it.
You also do an Alanis Morissette. Isn't that ironic? We don't need anything from anybody. Can we make you a list? I'm just joking.
Right.
You do. But I'm going to play this. This is T. Kelly's voice.
Low budget productions. That's right, Ash. That's right. We're broke over here. Didn't you hear, Molly?
Well, I am. But that was, by the way, I don't drive a Chrysler Sebring. That was like when I was 23 and it had a convertible top. And I lived in Montana, so tell me that I wasn't like a total typical.
Don't tell them they're going to be driving around in Montana looking for a Chrysler Sebring in the driveway of the house.
Find it. I don't even know where that fucking thing has gone. But I laughed so hard because they're coming at me with information from like 15 plus years ago, and I'm like, whoa, these people are so not smart. All right, I'm going to play this, and then we'll talk for a minute, and then we will get out.
You call but I won't hear it. You said no one else. How could you do this, babe? You really blew this, babe. We ain't getting through this one day. This is the last time I'll ever call you. This is the last time. This is the last time. This is the last time I'll ever call you, babe.
Okay, we got to do that again though because that is so beautiful. Her voice, the song's great, but the freaking voice.
But she says, this is the last time I'm ever going to call you.
I know.
So it's basically Betty's words in a song.
She changed the words to be like, this is the last time I'm calling you nonsense. Oh, her voice, right? Okay, I'm playing it again. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm mind blown when somebody said, or she said, I decided to I was like, wait, no, that's your voice. Yeah, what a freaking voice, right?
She's amazing.
There's amazing talent in these parts.
You call but I won't hear it. You said no one else. How could you do this, babe? You really blew this, babe. We ain't getting through this one day. This is the last time I'll ever call you. This is the last time. This is the last time. This is the last time I'll ever call you, babe.
This is the last time I'll ever call you, babe.
I freaking love it though. Like I'm so giddy. I'm going to screen record that and post it and take her ass all over the place because I am so starstruck right now. Like I'm so, like giddy, like a little kid.
Yeah, we got it. She definitely has an amazing,
Holy
beautiful, beautiful voice. So we
yeah.
got to get her. We can put that in the intro.
Yeah, that she needs to, this is like hidden talent that people need to see. This is the stuff that makes me happy, like watching. I enjoy musical stuff, just like sitting there listening to it on YouTube too, like a gorgeous voice. Listen to the video I did for Mucky Yvonne, please.
Oh, is it going to make us cry?
I will go grab it.
Oh, you know what? If there is anybody here who hasn't Forgotten Whispers, I believe it's her birthday today. And I think she is like 30 people away, 30 subs away from hitting 1,000. So if you haven't already subbed to Forgotten Whispers, please sub up to her channel. She has amazing videos and some commentary on there.
Yes.
She's our OG clip channel for our island. But so Safari, I don't think it's legally, I think it's physically that it was lost, just so that you know. I wish I could blend her face into the phone.
Oh, where'd it go? Did I just do something on here? Oh, okay. Did I do? Oh, I pinned her message. What did I do? How did I do that?
Oh, she's 27 away. Oh my gosh.
Who is?
Oh, Forgotten.
Oh, we got to hit that 27.
Oh, please. I just need 27 people. If you aren't already subbed to her channel, just let Forgotten hit 1,000 today.
What is happening here?
25. I feel like an auctioneer now. 25. Can I get 24? 24. Can I get 24?
Oh, I found it. Okay.
Oh, T. Kelly said the weird thing is I made that the night before she bragged and said she wouldn't call you again.
Of course.
22. Can we get 21? 21. Anybody got a 21?
Okay. I think I got it now. It won't let me.
Thank you to all of you who are subbing to her. We do appreciate it. We're really trying to get her to hit that 1,000. I know she will be absolutely 15. Oh my gosh. 15. Can I hear 14? 14. Can I get a 14? 13. Can I get a 13?
Nanya's fucking lost it. Nanya became an auctioneer. She has become part of the Midwest Goodbye, and now she's became a freaking auctioneer.
That's right. 11. Can I get 10? Let's get below that 10.
Just shut the frick down for some reason. I don't know what is happening here.
Yes, that would be the best. Where the heck is the link? Oh, they're posting it. It's Forgotten Whispers is the right there. LG just posted it below you, Ash, potentially below you.
I got this one. All right.
10. Can I get a 9? 9. Anybody want to be number 9? 9. Anybody could be number 9. 9. You got it. Get your 9. Got it. Thank you, Ash. Okay, Ash with the number 9. Who's going to be number 8? Can I get a number 8? 8 for Pirate Girl PD. All right, got an 8. 7. Anybody a 7? You got a 7. 4. Oh, God, we just skipped past 6 by 4. Okay, 4. Anybody going to be the 4? 4? All right, we got a 4. All right, 3. Anybody going to be 3? 3. Just need 2 more people. All right, I need 2 more people.
This needs Forgotten. You got your new clips for the day. None yet.
I know a whole. They're gonna be. Look at them over there, just giving out, auctioning up subs. They're buying subs. They're just auctioning them away.
Kiki's like, what the hell is happening with these people?
Oh, sorry, Kiki. You know I'm loud. Sorry
I shared T. Kelly's too. Her link in the comments, and I'll share it again too.
It's me, Heather said. What am I threeing about again? 3.
I'm going to check. We gotta. Please sub up to T. Kelly, y'all. She's only got 200 and some subs, but she needs to hit 1,000. Like, that talent is incredible. We got
one away. Who will be number 1? Number 1. One of you bushy Tessas. Those of you in the bushes, go do us a favor. We didn't sat here and entertained you. Be number 1. Who's going to be number 1?
You will not be disappointed. Forgotten's hysterical. And if you're 420 friendly, she also is the herbalist on the island that handles
Yes.
all of the herbal needs. So
She
if you
takes
are
care
not,
of our herbal tent. She's our herbal person. Yes.
yes,
Yes. Yes.
she's our herbalist. So
999. Okay.
I'm
One
looking.
more person.
Oh my gosh,
One
she's
more
got-
person. Oh, heck. Wait. Let me go log in under my alt. I'll go be the last.
Oh, I've got multiple. Hold on. I got it too.
I do too. That's what I'm saying. Hold on.
What am I doing? I got this shit. I'll go sub under my real account. That's what I did. I subbed under my real account to most people. And then was like, why aren't they on here when I would go look at this? Oh, we got it. She's there. She's there.
Oh, yay!
Yes.
Woo whoop.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations for gotten. She's probably out there working on some videos right now. But
Thank you, guys.
congratulations. Thank you so much to those last little 28 of you. We do appreciate you. That's amazing. Thank you. So I was thinking.
We need, and if you guys want to build your channels and you go live or whatever, and you
Probably.
want us to, I don't know how to help promote people. I'm not good at getting people to 1K at all. Like, I don't even know how to start, but we are willing to help whoever, like Kathy, everybody in here needs to get to those marks. Welsh, there's a bunch of creators that need to get those numbers. So we need to do a little bit better of trying to help them. So if you have ideas of how to help,
maybe we could do a sub party.
That we could.
Well, we could auction them off. Like, like let's just say we're trying to get Welsh to, I don't know what she's at, but let's just say we're trying to get her, just like we just did, we could do auctions. You get it, there is no prize. You just get subs and great and amazing, amazing content. But I'm just saying.
Elle and Amethyst, both, like all of our girls. And that's the thing is, like, the people over here, if you're a creator, not a creator, if you want subs, whatever the case may be, we're all about everybody winning. As long as you are not a complete exploiter, we're all about you winning. Like, we want everybody to win. There's enough out here for everybody to win. Okay, let's play this video right quick.
Okay.
This is T. Kelly, y'all. I'm going to drop T. Kelly's link again in the comments. Please.
Oh gosh, is this going to make me cry?
I don't know. I'm assuming so. So I'm going to shut my camera off too. Okay. As long as you tell the truth. Yes, that's it.
Sorry, Laura A, send me that link.
Days like this, you look up at the sky above you. Days like this, yeah, you think about the ones that love you. And all I wanna do is live my life honestly. I just wanna wake up, see your face next to me. Every regret I have will go set free. Will be good for me. Days like this, you think about the ones that came before you. Days like this, have you ever seen the sky? It's such a clear blue. And all I wanna do is live my life honestly. I just wanna wake up, see your face next to me. Every regret I have will go set free. be good for me, will be good for me. And all I wanna do is live my life honestly. I just wanna wake up, see your face next to me. Every regret I have will go set free. Will be good for me, will be good for days like this. You think about the ones that love you. Days like this. Have you ever seen the sky? It's such a clear blue.
Okay. Whew. That was beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
That was beautiful. That was, and I know Brandy Neal comes in here from time to time. I've seen her in the comments, not today, but before. So definitely sending our prayers that she can obtain her closure, whatever that looks like. It doesn't matter to me, but that she can obtain that closure for sure.
Sending love and hugs for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That was great, T. Kelly. That was wonderful. You guys go check out, but take your box of tissues. That was a beautiful tribute to Kelly. Like, I am blown away by your voice, and we appreciate you over here letting us play that.
Definitely.
Yeah, this was sad at the end. Sorry,
You
y'all.
know, apparently there was just some feelings that needed to be, it really, what they say is crying tears is letting your soul sweat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you all got a good workout for your souls today. For those of you who are criers and who have been crying this time, you've got a good workout in. Now you should feel refreshed and ready to go face the world.
You know what? That's one thing I will say over here is we never have a clear, like, we come on and we'll be talking about a certain thing, like these are the facts and everything, but we always end up just going with the flow of it. And we end up in conversations like this because this is the reality of what the other side of these, the horrifying things that we see on the internet, but this is the reality of the real life on the other side. Like, all of you are, any of you could be the next case, the next story, we're seeing that. And I think it makes people human to have these real conversations. So Cash, good. I'm glad you had it. Sticky, good. I'm sorry, you guys. Those of you that are new here too and are like, what in the hell did I get myself into? Just buckle
Why
up.
did that creator tell me to come over here? They're just a bunch of crybabies.
Oh my God, that's the one that thinks that she's a badass, like, and she's crying. Have you not seen her? She looks like fucking Rudolph. Not only does she have a Mrs. Doubtfire face, but she looks like Rudolph when she starts crying and she just starts sniffling it and then it just happens. And it happens like all the time because she's a big old baby. But you think she's a badass that's going to take me down on the internet? Have you seen my 44 charges? Hello.
And then there was this other girl who wouldn't shut the fuck up. And all she kept doing was just talking. And then all of a sudden an auction started. And I don't even know what they were auctioning off. Does anybody know what they were auctioning off? Asking the people in the comments as if they watch. Does anybody even know? And then here's Solo with her 99-cent super chat. They weren't auctioning. They were helping somebody in the community, unlike you. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, blocked.
Put her in timeout. And then go on for 30 minutes about it.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of little girls, right? We're a bunch of little girls. Well, this little girl right here has more on her plate than both of those two combined. And this little girl still finds it inside herself to shed kindness to most people,
Yeah.
not all people, but the people I'm not kind to, also, there's a reason for it. I treat everybody fairly until I don't. And then, whatever. But kindness is free. They should learn how to do it more often. Okay, y'all. Everybody okay? Oh, T. I'm sure. She commented over here and my heart just broke because I can't even imagine. I can't imagine.
Nonsense was like, is this who I think it is?
Yeah.
No. And we were like, yeah, that it looks like that's her. Yeah, we didn't know.
Kyle socks in the air when he went live. Kyle, he was climbing on the bed last night when I was live, or the night I don't even know what he was doing. He just was walking across the bed when we were trying.
I mean, was there no room? Like maybe he couldn't get around you, is what I was thinking.
No, he absolutely could get around me. Well, I am close to the bed, but he's not very big, so he could have. I don't know what he was doing. I still that's why this is why Kyle just fits in the background of everything, because he just fits in over here.
Yeah. Ash, if you want to go live, I'll go live with you.
Ash, go live.
Come on, let's go live, Ash. Stop playing. You're always over here trying to get us to go live longer, but then you don't ever want to go live. And then you're like, well, yeah, but that's because people just talk about they can't understand me. Just slow down a little bit, Ash. We'll be there. I'll slow you down. No problem.
Gumby,
I've got lots of questions about the trunk.
Yes, we all have questions. Go ahead, Anita. Gumby, we all love you.
I like the fact that chaotic goes from Anita to chaotic to Anita, just depending on the day.
Why do I have a helmet next to the bed? Kyle just got a box in the mail yesterday, actually, is what happened. He just got his helmet in yesterday, so he was unboxing it and decided to unbox it with me in the room. And that's how that ended up. Normally, there is not a helmet next to the bed. We do have a upholstered headboard, but no helmets. And he had to send the helmet back because his head's too big, he said. That man.
Now that we see your face, Nonsense, are you going to sell us autograph photos? Because I don't want one of you. I want one of Kyle in his helmet doing jazz hands.
Yes, I would gladly do that. Can you imagine that on a t-shirt with Kyle and his jazz hands and his helmet on?
Jazz hands with the helmet on.
Oh, Nitro. The running joke around here is that I needed a helmet and a bubble wrap suit because I have POTS and I used to pass out all the time. So I was the official carpet inspector. And so we used to laugh all the time about I needed a helmet because you never knew where I was going to pass out. Thankfully, I don't usually wear the helmet. I don't have to at this point in time. But it was a joke for many years around here, but it was serious. They've tried putting me in a helmet for many years.
Ash is still wondering when the sign-up sheet is going out for people to be able to stand next to Kyle and hand him the tools.
Ash, it's about time for him to start working on his motorcycle again. So anytime. It's still pretty cold, so he hasn't been working in the shop as much, but anytime. The sign-up sheet can go up at any point in time and you guys can come. He's always got a project to work on. That man never slows down. Like him coming in here and hanging out with us is interesting because he never slows down, but he chooses to come in here and hang out. So Kyle should have a calendar. Yeah, he should.
Melinda Beard, I am with you there. I am on that side of the island. So I 100% agree because I did not understand. I'm glad she finished out what the eating carpet part was or whatever she said, because my mind shut off at like she was in the carpet, at that point. So
Pirate says hand him tools.
I heard we are auctioning Kyle. No, Kyle is not up for auction.
No, we're not auction. I'm keeping him, but we can auction off he's got friends. Speaking of which, you guys want to see something cool? I can show you guys this.
Oh, the cows.
Yes.
You forgot. And me and Amethyst were supposed to even remind you. Dang.
Hold on. So I tell you guys about this all the time. I don't know who this country singer is. I'm not really sure who necessarily this person is, but this is, so I tell you guys about our buddy Chad, Kyle's best friend Chad, that owns the mini cast as well.
Eric will be very excited. He has no idea what we're doing. He's getting
I don't know who it is.
He doesn't know. I have no idea. He's going to see really soon. Does everybody believe? Like, oh, I don't know what's about to happen.
Hold on. Here's the babies. I don't know who's. It'll probably kick my video off. But so that's some country artist that pulled some big bus to play with the mini cows.
Look at them.
I know. Hold on, let me show you though. One of these nights when we're live, I'll have Chad do FaceTime with Kyle. Hold on. His name is, what's his name?
Gosh, said Charlie Daniels, maybe?
Tyler Braden Music.
Amethyst said, please tell the mini cow raising stage 4 clinger I said hello from afar.
Okay. Look at these babies though. Y'all, this is Kyle's best buddy. Look at those babies. They make me so happy.
Oh.
Look at how cute they freaking are though.
They are cute.
Oh
I don't even like cows like that.
And they're tiny. Those are like teeny tiny.
Are they smiling for the camera?
No, that's just.
Oh no, that's their nose. Oh, I see.
They're so freaking cute.
They are very cute. You're showing his Instagram. They're all going to be running to.
That's okay. He needs all the followers he can get. He's an amazing man.
Okay.
And yeah, I already checked it out to make sure. But go look at the cows. Go look at the cows. Yeah. And if you harass him at any point in time, just understand you're opening yourself up to whatever he decides to give you. That man don't play games. So go love on the cows though, because the cows are the cutest fucking thing in the world. Aren't they so fluffy? They're miniature Highlands. Oh, sorry. I took you off the screen. How did I do that? Oh, there you are. Okay. Yes. Go look. They are so freaking cute. Tracy, you're horribly confused. What happened? How we got on cows at the end? I'm a dairy farmer's daughter. I love cows. Where are the older men? He's older. He's a couple years older than Kyle. I don't remember how many.
I mean, maybe they're talking, by older, maybe they mean like 50s, 60s.
I'm not really sure. Define older, Safari. I do know some people here.
I mean, isn't Safari our age? Am I crazy?
Isn't Safari one that wanted the Italian stallion?
Yeah. Yeah.
I live in Utah.
Is Safari not in her early 40s with the rest of us?
I don't know. I've never asked. Asked.
Yeah. She said 50s, 60s. Okay. Well, I did not think that at all. So.
Amethyst, the oranges. I love cows too.
Lisa said, I have no problem being a cougar.
I don't think that there's many. Well, there is a lot of eligible bachelors here in Utah. A lot. So right in this area, it's becoming like the new Silicon Valley of tech stuff. Lehigh and south of here is really in Park City. There's a lot of money around here. I'm not sure Italian though. I don't know. I can have Kyle ask her.
I think we'll have to ask Miss Leah. She probably would get you. She probably would have more access to the Italian stallions for you.
Makeup mobster.
She would have some too.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce it right, but we could get Kyle to start a dating service with eligible bachelors. He could screen them for you guys. Actually, he's really picky though. He's really picky. Are they Mormons? No, there's a lot of non-Mormons here in Utah. A lot now. But it's still very prevalent. They're cute little moo-moos, right? All right, y'all. I'll wait till Nunya has a moment to say goodbye, and then we're going to get off here. But I had to show you guys the cows. I'm not sure who that country artist is or what the deal is.
They have better wigs than BHB. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
We'll see you later. Oh my gosh, we've been here for almost 4 hours again. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. It is Friday tomorrow. I don't know what that day will look like. We didn't even get through everything we were going to do today, but that's okay. it's nobody, we're not on a time crunch of anything. Like, their asses have been exposed. Like, we're just going to continue to make sure people know the facts. Oh, really, Tracy? That sucks. Remember, when you are feeling lost, the beacon is always on. And I will do that. I will start making a post in there and just like a daily check-in, and you guys can post on it and comment and whatever else. And we'll go from there. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have good rest of your day. Don't give them views, by the way. Try to starve them of views. Somebody will always clip it. It'll be put out there. This is going to be a shit show weekend. They're all getting together in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's going to be insane. So good night, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.